Okay, James, thank you very much. It is the Wildcats and the Aubrey Chaparrals tonight as district play begins, District 7-4A, Division 1. And the Wildcats coming into this game tonight with a 4-0 record. In pre-district play, they are ranked 7th in the state. Aubrey is 1-3. We'll tell you more about their path to this particular game in a little bit. But first, we need to tell you that Wildcat football is brought to you by the Alliance Bank. Also, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. Pre-game broadcasting is presented by Super Handy. And at halftime, Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy will be our sponsors. Tony Flippin, Wildcats have looked great first 4 games, but now everything gets real as you get into district play. It's a whole different set of circumstances.
You can just wipe the slate clean. Everybody's 0-0. Those that had the non-district schedule that wanted to win or whatever, now they've accomplished that, but this is where it hits the road.
And Aubrey coming in 1-3, but I tell you, so many times in high school football, you get to the end of the regular season and you see teams going into the playoffs with a 6-4 record, and sometimes those teams go very deep in the playoffs.
They absolutely do. I think I've said something about Paris. Paris won a state championship with they had 6 losses, if I'm not mistaken, when they got in the playoffs. They were 4-6, if I'm not badly mistaken, but got a hot streak and won it all. So, and you just can't tell from the name of the school either. I mean, there's traditions and all of that, and there's some doormats, and there's some that you think are better than they will be, but when it gets to district, you got to get ready.
So Aubrey again 1-3. We'll tell you more about their first 4 games, their pre-district games, here in a short time, just in the next few minutes or so. We are going to take a break here, and you'll be hearing our conversation with Wildcats head coach Brandon Faircloth when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey along with Tony Flippin. James Terry is our producer in the KSST studio. Matt Jansen is our technical director and video producer. And, of course, Tony Flippin is our color commentator. And we are having our invocation now at Gerald Prim Stadium.
To honor not only our teams, but also you, Lord. I pray for safety over the players tonight, and we invite your presence to fill the room as we play tonight. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Wildcats taking on the Aubrey Chaparrals. They are 1-3. And we'll run down their schedule and outcomes here in just a moment, but we are about to have our national anthem from the Sulphur Springs High School Band. Aubrey 1-3 on the season. We were telling you they lost to Sunnyvale in the first game of the year, 35-17. They lost to Kennedale, 17-10. They lost to Brock, a perennial 3A power, 56-7. And then last week they beat Van Alstyne 29-19. Their head coach is Keith Ivey. Tony, he is in his 12th season at Aubrey.
I remember him from last year, then that there was some longevity there, so that's good.
He is 79-46, also had head coaching stints at Electra and Seymour out in West Texas. We are about to have the coin toss here. Blaine Allen is a captain tonight for the Wildcats as they exchange that role every week. Aiden McCarroll, offensive lineman, is another captain tonight. Jamorian Jeffrey, and it looks like Alex King is the other captain tonight for the Wildcats. The referee is Andrew Chestnut, and we'll try to run down that officiating crew for you here in a moment as soon as we know.
I think he's got the microphone on.
Sounds like he does. There's the coin in the air. Sulphur Springs wins the toss.
We want the ball. That's normal. We won the toss, and normally you defer these days. We want to score.
Wildcats will receive, and they will be going left to right as the game gets underway or toward the south end zone. So, of course, Brandon Faircloth, the head coach for the Wildcats, he is in his 16th season as a head coach. 4 years at Sulphur Springs. He is 35-14. In his career, he is 130-62. 16 years as head coach at Port Neches Groves. These teams played last year, I believe, Tony, the first time that Sulphur Springs and Aubrey had ever met.
I think that's the case.
And the Wildcats won in impressive fashion, 35-14, in what was expected to be a really close game.
We were really talking that up coming in, that we expected. They had a little better pre-district record, I believe, and we thought that we were in for something, and it just never materialized.
They have lost all of their top backs and receivers from last year. This is really kind of a rebuilding year.
That makes sense, because last year they actually played a couple more of our district opponents pretty good too.
They did, and then they got hot in the playoffs, had a nice run in the playoffs as they beat Campbell 35-33, then Decatur 41-38, and Tony, finally they lost out to Salina 63-49.
Defensive struggle
was the final, and of course Salina went on to win the state championship. But Aubrey off to a slow start this year. They were ranked 24th in the state going in, but I think that was based more on last year's performance.
Now you can see from the lineup, we're not going to let an onside kick get us like Mount Pleasant did last week. We've got 5 people within the 10-yard range.
Yeah, Peyton Campbell is the kicker for Aubrey. And they advance on the ball and kind of surprise the Wildcats with a very quick kick into the night. And a nice return here for Sulphur Springs.
I think the kick that's Dobson Martin.
Kent went to the far side, and the return up the far side will be up to the 40-yard line.
That was Dobson doing his normal north-south game. He kind of was on the run when he caught it, and he just kept going. So we're going to start at the 40. They said he stepped out there. Nice start.
Peyton Campbell backed off only a step or two and turned his back to the Wildcats, then quickly turned around and kicked the ball. So for the second week in a row, we've had something of a surprise on the opening kickoff.
Little gimmicks, and sometimes they do that just so you have to work on it during practice or whatever.
But it turned out well for the Wildcats as they have the ball at the 40-yard line on this first down play. This is Jackson Hare popping through the left side, and Hare close to a first down at the 50.
I think that was Dobson.
Oh, was it?
Yep.
That was Dobson Martin, all right.
That was Dobson. Jackson is actually not playing a whole lot of running back these days because of how well Dobson's doing. He is in the backfield this play, since I said it. But,
2nd and 1, that was a gain of 9 by Dobson Martin then. Of course, the quarterback is Drew Timmons. Whistles as the play gets underway on this 2nd and 1.
It's going to be, they're saying we drew them. Okay, 5 back, so it's going to be 2nd and 6.
That's a rare pre-snap penalty against the Wildcats.
We've done extremely well for 4 ball games this year.
Wildcat quarterback, of course, is Deuce Timmons. He is completing, Tony, 85% of his passes.
We can still almost remember each incompletion after 4 games.
46 of 54, 723 yards, 7 touchdowns, and interception. And here they swing it out to Jackson Hare on the right side. Hare looking for a block, jukes a man, and able to get up to the 45-yard line, but that's only a gain of 1 yard.
That was a lot of shuffling for 1 yard gain. They had that one covered pretty good.
It's 3rd down. So now 3rd and 5 for the Wildcats at their own 45-yard line. Just underway, no score. Sulphur Springs moving to the south end zone at Gerald Prim Stadium. 3 men wide to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Got Jackson Virgil out there for a deep pass, but this is just a Deuce Timmons.
Fake the handoff, and Deuce Timmons picking his way up the middle, and he will have the 1st down as he crosses the 50 into Aubrey territory at the 48-yard line.
Hooten Hardware 1st down, first one of the game. I thought they might use that as an opportunity to hit Jackson on the post. We usually try to catch him, and he had a couple of really nice catches the last game or so.
1st and 10. The Aubrey 48, Timmons in the shotgun. Hands off, and this is Jackson Hare. Breaks wide open for him. Nobody's going to touch it.
See ya. That's not a bad second option, is it? Hooten Hardware 1st down from 47 yards, I think.
I've got it 48, but it's 48. A touchdown for Jackson Hare. And Tony, what happened that it broke open like that?
Well, we had the offense spread out a little, so they were a little thin in there, and that offensive line parted the seas. And by the time he was where the linebackers are, the only thing could trip him was a yard line. That's
about as easy a touchdown as you will ever see, especially on a rushing play. So Eric Rodriguez in to kick the extra point. Matthew Jeter snaps. Mason Cooper holds. Kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 the Wildcats with 9:50 left to go in the first period. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, for that 48-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare, the senior running back and receiver for the Wildcats. That'll be his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And that'll be 4 touchdowns total because he has 1 touchdown receiving.
48-yard average on rushing for the Knights. Not a bad start either.
I can't emphasize enough, I don't think anybody ever touched him.
No, if they did, it was right at the line of scrimmage, but I'm with you. I'm not sure they did. Looks like we're going to kick it deep, which I like.
Eric Rodriguez backs off about 10 yards, advances on the ball. He does kick it deep, but it will come down at the 10-yard line, and it will be returned here for Aubrey up the middle of the field. Hit hard is the return man as he gets to the 27-yard line.
That looked like Zay Godbolt said, "You've gone far enough." Just about took him down single-handedly, and they're going to start on about the 28-yard line, looks like. 9:43 left in the first.
Riley Lemons, sophomore receiver, on the return there for Aubrey. So 1st and 10, the Chaparrals at the 27-yard line trailing Sulphur Springs 7-0. Aubrey be moving from left to right, or actually it should be right to left, I should say.
Kind of look like South Lake Carroll uniforms.
Their colors are navy blue and red. They wear white jerseys, navy blue pants, white helmets. And Will Story, the quarterback, has a man deep, hit him at the 45-yard line. He is going down the near side at the 10, 1 man to beat, and he is caught from behind inside the 5-yard line.
The state champion sprinter ran him down at the 2, Wisenhunt.
That would be Creed Wisenhunt.
He was nowhere to be found. That broke so wide open. He was as wide open as Jackson was on the run. So went all the way from the 28 to the 2. My math skills don't show me that much.
That's Luke Heilman on the catch. All the way to the Sulphur Springs 2-yard line. And it's first and goal for Aubrey. They go with the I formation. H back to the left. And on first down, it's a dive play up the middle, close to the goal line, but no signal.
No signal. They're coming in. I think we're going to play at least one more right there. They've got a pretty good size offensive line, and they're going to just go north. No reason to think same thing's not coming. 44 is pretty good size fullback.
Again, the I formation, very tight formation. Not much of a spread to it at all, and going into the middle of the line, then bouncing off to the right side and getting the touchdown for Aubrey. That will be
33.
That would be Blake Wheeler. I thought I saw 34, but Blake Wheeler is 33.
We stopped him at first, and there was enough of a shuffle going on. I thought we might have caused a fumble, but they rolled off and got in the end zone. So a good answer from Aubrey.
Extra point attempt here for Aubrey, and the kick on the way. This is Peyton Campbell, and the kick is good, and we are tied at 7-7 with 9:01 left to go in the first quarter. Aubrey comes right back with a long gainer and then the short touchdown run to tie the game. This is Wildcats football on KSST. We are tied at 7-7.
Back to receive for the Wildcats, number 7,
As
Jackson Hare, number 9, Dobson Martin.
The Chaparrals come back strong after that 48-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. And they get the 1-yard touchdown dive and the extra point kick good. And now we have the second kickoff. By the way, we had the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff to start the game. Now we'll have a second J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff here.
Got Jackson Hare on the left hash and Dobson Martin on the right hash deep.
Peyton Campbell, again, bluffs as if he's going to surprise us with that kick, and then they back off.
Yep.
You see more creativity in high school football with the kicking game than you do in college and pro ball combined, I think. Here's a kick again to the right side. This is not taken by Dobson Martin, but
that's maybe Jackson Virgil,
the man who was in front of him in the formation.
First down for Sulphur Springs.
Yeah, that was Jackson Virgil.
It was, and he should have let Dobson have it because Jackson caught it moving backwards and had to catch his feet under him. Dobson was going full speed, so need to talk to him about that. You want the man with the momentum catching the ball. But obviously they are going to have some variations on their kickoffs too. They use that gimmick.
That was a 72-yard pass that got Aubrey down to the 2-yard line. From Will Story to Luke Heilman. Now here we go with the Wildcats. First down at the 27-yard line. Running play going nowhere.
That's
trying to go
Dobson,
off.
They got him.
Trying to go off the right side.
No gain.
It was Dobson Martin.
That's going to be Logan Gannon and number 1, Jackson Dormus.
So that is a loss of 1. Line of scrimmage just short of the 27-yard line. So second down, we'll call it 11 for Sulphur Springs. Wildcats moving left to right, ball between the hash marks. 3 wideouts to the near side, 2 to the far side. Empty backfield for Deuce Timmons. He takes the snap. This is a design quarterback run right up the middle using his blockers expertly. He's up to the 35-yard line for a gain of 8 yards, and it'll be third down and short for Sulphur Springs.
That was nothing but put 3-2 out, 3 on the right, 2 on the left, trying to get some defenders out of the middle, and he didn't even hesitate. A lot of times he'll sit there and let the linemen start their play, and he didn't this time. We're fixing to get called for offsides. 2
blockers come in, line up over on the right side. Again, they give here, or it is the snap to Deuce Timmons. And Timmons, I don't think, got that first down as he got across the 35 up to about the 37-yard line. Wildcats very quickly come right back up to the line. This is 4th and 1. They're going to go for it here in their own territory. Give it to Timmons. And Timmons probing the line there. He
got it this time, but it was more work than it should have been.
It's pretty close. So apparently they are going to move the chains.
He got it by about a half a yard and no measurement. I'm not a big fan of doing that. That's not our offense, and we're so loaded. Get up there and run your plays.
Again, they brought in the big blocking backs, Truth Holmes, the defensive lineman, and also Jackson Medlock on those last two plays. This is first down, even though the down marker says fourth. Now it says first down. And Deuce Timmons connecting over on the far side. Pass is complete, and the receiver almost gets away there. And that is Deacon Carpenter who makes the catch, Tony.
Shoestring kept him from scoring. Number 16 for Aubrey caught his shoestring. Luke Hellman. Otherwise, Carpenter was gone to the house. Now we had another penalty, so it must have had a face mask because they went 15 yards. So it's going to be a Hooten Hardware first down by way of penalty.
Game was up to the, 47-yard line?
Yeah, about like that.
And then tack on a 15-yard penalty, a personal foul against Aubrey. And this moves the ball inside the 40-yard line to the Aubrey 38-yard line. Ball on the far hash. Wildcats in the spread, have a man in motion from left to right. I think that is Jackson Hare on a jet sweep. They give it to him, and he's going nowhere.
Yeah, they were ready for that one.
Hare going all the way to the near sideline. And maybe got a yard or two, Tony. It's hard
Looks
to
like, might have got three at the most.
Three,
Look, their scoreboard showing 2nd and 7. He ran a lot of yards to get 3.
Yeah. Great job of containing the play there by the Aubrey defense.
He was in the slot. You can tell they've been coached that if any of ours have motion from the slot, the chances are they may get it.
2nd down and 6. And they throw to the far side. This is a little bubble screen.
Jackson Virgil.
Jackson Virgil makes the catch and circles away from a tackler and gets to the 31-yard line.
Got about 8, 9, 3rd and 1.
I say a bubble screen, but really that was a pass to Virgil in the slot.
He kind of did a little button hook, and then he made one move, and he made one miss, and he barely got him. They've had a couple of those barely shoestring stops right here on this drive.
He had gone down the field a little bit before taking that pass. So here's 3rd and short again, 3rd and 2. Snap to Timmons. Timmons going to run it himself and going to his right and then cutting it back and using his blockers. Looks like he will be close to the first down at about the 28.
He's got it. Hooten Hardware first down by Deuce. That was more like his normal where he sits back and sees where the lineman's going to push the defense and finds a hole. I don't know what the percentage rate is, but I'd say it's above 95% that there's no negative plays on that.
Right. So the Wildcats moving the ball down the field, but Tony, Aubrey giving yardage very grudgingly here. And this is a running play between the tackles. It goes, and I'm going to guess that's Dobson Martin. I didn't.
No, that was Jackson.
That was Jackson Hare.
Well, we're playing it pretty plain right now, too, just running up the gut. We're not doing a whole lot. We haven't opened up the big pass yet. We're ready for a little they got no safeties. We could go up the post right now.
Dobson Martin in there as the running back behind
Carpenter there caught
the line of scrimmage. And Deacon Carpenter here on a catch as rolling out was Deuce Timmons, and he fired it to the right side, caught by Carpenter, his second catch on this drive to the 24-yard line.
3rd and a short 1.
Whistles as the play gets underway.
We call timeout.
Wildcats take a timeout. It is a 7-7 ball game here. 3:59 left to go in the first period as Sulphur Springs has a 3rd and 1 coming up at the 20-yard line. This is Wildcats football on KSST. But in other games tonight in the district, a huge game, Panther Creek at Salina, Tony.
Yep. That's basically the game of the state. That's as good a game as there is in 4A. Maybe in the state.
Number 1 ranked Salina versus number 6 Panther Creek. Sulphur Springs right here, number 7. 3rd and 1. Snap to Timmons. Timmons going to his right and probing the line there, and is down to the 17 or 18-yard line, and that should move the chains, and it does.
Hooten Hardware first down. When we can see him shutting down the clock, we know he's made it. They are doing a pretty good job of not letting him have the big gainers.
Wildcat offensive line, Vincent Johnson, the left tackle, Aiden McCarroll, the left guard, Jeff Stevenson at center, Josh Lopez at right guard, and Dadrian Day Berry at right tackle, doing a great job right now. But it has not come easy against this Aubrey defense, at least on this drive. It sure did come easy on that first touchdown by Jackson Hare.
Well, that just didn't look like – that looked like there was motion.
Here's a loss as they give it to Jackson Hare, and he is buried for a loss back to the 21-yard line.
Looked like movements on both lines, but no flag was thrown, and it almost looked like one of those, let's don't go through with the play because we know it's going to get stopped. But as it is, there's a loss of 4.
Wildcats behind the chain. And line to gain here will be the 8-yard line, so the line of scrimmage now is the 21. 3 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side as they move left to right. Timmons rolling out and going to be caught behind the line here again, back at the 23.
He was trying to throw a deep corner to Jackson on that, and they had just enough clutter in the middle he couldn't get around. So we got third and about 16 now. 15 or 16.
So this Aubrey defense looks totally different than they did on the first possession.
Yep.
Blake Wheeler given the credit for the sack there by our public address announcer Jeff Harris. And this is third and very long.
Deuce Timmons territory right here, but they've almost bottled him up.
Back at the 24-yard line, they need to reach the 8. And here we come to the near side. Inside the 20 on the carry, down close to the 15.
I think that was Carpenter again.
Yeah, that is Deacon Carpenter on a reverse.
He was going to throw the ball to Quinn Harris, but they had Quinn covered. That was going to be a reverse pass. So now we're going to try a 33-yard field goal.
This is the 15th play, or that was the 15th play of the drive, by the way.
It has been slow.
For the Wildcats.
Just 1:30 left in the first quarter. It's kind of eating up that clock.
This will be a 32-yard field goal attempt by Eric Rodriguez. He had a 36-yarder last week. Angle is slightly to the left, and the kick is on the way. And it is good, and the Wildcats have the lead again at 10-7.
Good job there. That would have been good from another 15 yards.
32-yard field goal by Rodriguez, and Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. 48-yard drive for Sulphur Springs in 15 plays.
That was about 8 minutes of clock, because if I'm not mistaken, there was 9 and some change when we started, and it's down to 1:15.
Wildcats did a good job of moving the ball, had a penalty or two on that drive, but the Aubrey defense giving up yards very, very grudgingly on that drive. And this has been a tough first quarter for Sulphur Springs. They have been used to running away with things early, but not so much tonight. Here's the kickoff, the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. And the return here for Aubrey out to about the 29-yard line.
Creed Wisnant got that one, had a little help from somebody that I couldn't see, maybe looked like James Johnson maybe, pinned him down about the 23. No, 28.
By the way, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says way to go Wildcats for that 32-yard field goal by Eric Rodriguez. He is now 2 for 3 on his field goal attempts this season. Wildcats senior. So let's see what Aubrey's got on offense this time. They have the 72-yard pass from Will Story to Heilman to start the game. And on first down, they go to the right side. And Wildcats do a great job of containing the play there. It's a very short gain for Aubrey.
I don't know why they shut the clock down, because he was in bounds. There's a penalty. Face mask going to be a 15-yard penalty. I knew it wasn't out of bounds, so we're going to add 15. That'll be a first down for Aubrey. So 15-yarder each way.
Moves the ball to the 45-yard line. Face mask penalty against the Wildcats. Truth Holmes made the tackle for Sulphur Springs. Aubrey moving to the north end zone at Gerald Prim Stadium. Will Story, the quarterback. Pistol look this time for Aubrey. And they go up the middle. Johnny Johnson on the carry. Crosses the 50 into Sulphur Springs territory.
Looked like Truth at the bottom of that one. Had some help from that three-man line.
Aubrey on the march again, 10-7. Sulphur Springs leading after the field goal by Eric Rodriguez just a short time ago. 3 men wide to the far side for Aubrey. Nobody this way. A back to the left, now to the right of Will Story, the quarterback. Story takes the snap, and a quarterback run all the way. He goes off right tackle, across the 45 to the 44-yard line, and on the tackle for the Wildcats, that's Blaine Allen.
Allen still got him a first down. That was a design quarterback run. And that is the end of the first quarter.
That is the end of the quarter with Sulphur Springs leading 10-7. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital. Just about to get the second quarter going, and the official blew his whistle there for a moment.
And the chain wasn't set good.
I see.
Now we're ready.
We'll get back to the rest of those sponsors here shortly. First down at the Sulphur Springs 44-yard line for Aubrey. Here's a high snap over the head of the quarterback, Story. He's still trying to pull it back in.
I think he got it, but it was laying out there for a minute. It's going to be a loss of 10, 13, loss of 14 yards, 2nd and 24.
Loss all the way back to the Aubrey 42-yard line.
Yep. Let's see if my math works out with the scoreboard.
Looks like a 2nd and 23 to me, maybe 24.
24 is what I got it.
Line to gain will be the Sulphur Springs 34-yard line from the 42. Empty backfield. Story takes the snap. Bubble screen to the far side, and Wildcats all over that.
C.T. Callaway came up right there, and he almost took the pass with him, but he made a one-on-one tackle, and then a couple more came in to make sure. I think number 12, James Johnson.
Luke Heidel, who had that 72-yard catch on their first possession, made that catch, but he lost 2 yards on this one. Now third down, and 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 26 is what I've got.
They don't have a whole lot of these on that sheet that he wears around his belt. He's making lots of hand signals to say, just don't turn it over.
Empty backfield, 3 wide to the near side, 1 or 2 to the far side. Story runs it right up the middle and picks up about 4 yards to the 44-yard line, but that is all.
I think that was 26, Alex King.
Yep.
Made a good stand-up one-on-one. This is as far as you're going tackle. So now I like this. We got 2 safeties going back for the punt. We've gone 2 games in a row with single coverage.
Chaparral's really hurt by that bad snap over the head of the quarterback, Will Story. Put him in a hole, and they never were able to dig out of it. So now 4th down at about 21, and here is the punt.
Very poor punt.
It's going to roll dead at the 35-yard line of Sulphur Springs.
35-yard line. It'll be first down, Sulphur Springs.
Basically a 20-yard punt. That's all it was.
Alejandro Chavez, the punter.
Yep, going to be at the 34. 9:42 left. We've got a 7-0 Salina score in the Salina Panther Creek game, 4:06 in the first quarter.
Here it's 10-7 Sulphur Springs with 9:42 left to go until halftime. This is the first district game for both teams. And this is by far, Tony, the most competitive game the Wildcats have been involved in so far.
Absolutely.
As
we'll
you might
see
expect.
what we're made of.
Snap to Timmons. It's low. He scoops it up, looking downfield. Going to have to run it, feeling the pressure coming to the near side. And hot foots it out of bounds at about the 38-yard line, able to pick up about 3 yards there.
I hope he just put his hand down. I kind of thought I saw him grabbing at that left hamstring. I hope that's not the case.
Looks like to me the right.
He's shuffling with a couple of them. It may be, but it kind of looked to me like, and I shouldn't say because we sure hope nothing's the matter.
Right.
He's back in there ready to go. He may be faking it.
Wildcats moving from right to left. Timmons has Jackson Virgil going in motion. Hands off to Jackson Hare, but whistles on the field. Stop the play.
Going to be 5 against us. Nope.
Offense, number 5, lined up in the neutral zone, like artillery.
Lining up in the neutral zone does not shut the play down. Contact does.
So Brody Dodd, a wide receiver, had lined up.
They called us lined up. All right, there it goes. That makes more sense. And as soon as we've got the hand down on there, we can't shift. So that makes sense.
Okay, that was a Wildcat receiver who had lined up.
He's out in the slot now. So 2nd and 11. Now we're going to get a free play.
Timmons passing. There's a flag down as the play gets underway. Going for Jackson Virgil.
Ball's incomplete.
Should be offsides against Aubrey and get that 5 yards back.
Virgil making a leaping attempt for the catch. For a moment I thought he had it, but couldn't bring it down.
It is offsides. So we'll get that false start back, and it ought to be 2nd down and about 6.
10-7, the Wildcats lead. Sulphur Springs has a 48-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare, on which he was not touched at all, so it appeared. Aubrey came back with a 72-yard pass to the 2-yard line. Then Blake Wheeler, the 1-yard touchdown run. Wildcats with a 36-yard field goal, 32-yard field goal by Eric Rodriguez. Now 2nd down and 6 is what the scoreboard says. Timmons throwing for Jackson Hare. Makes the catch in space, makes a man miss, and with a little wiggle crosses the 50 down to the Aubrey 49-yard line. That should move the chains.
Hooten Hardware 1st down. That was well planned there. We had a crossing pattern by, was it Jackson that had to play?
He caught it.
Okay, and Quan Harris came in and made a really nice block without holding it, let him get a few more yards. So he went across midfield. Good play.
1st down Wildcats. Deuce Timmons, the junior quarterback, in the shotgun. Joined now by Jackson Hare to his right and Dobson Martin to his left. And here's a loose ball and an attempted pitch to Jackson Hare.
It looks like Deuce stole it from him and kept it. That ball, 33 for Aubrey, had that ball, and Deuce went and got it and did a alligator twirl and came up with it. So it's not a good play. It's going to be 2nd and about 23.
Yeah,
but
the loss is all the way back to the Sulphur Springs 38-yard line. So I don't know what happened on the connection there.
He was going to do a straight option, and I think the defender that was on Timmons actually tipped the ball and knocked it down, and it never got to the pitch man. Then it was a wild scramble.
13-yard loss on the play.
Yep.
Snap to Timmons in the shotgun. Back pedals. Throwing to the near side.
Incomplete.
Going for Jackson Virgil, the sophomore, and he cannot bring it in at the 45-yard line. Big target at 6'4", but great job.
Was thrown very well. It was a kind of a back shoulder, and it hit him in the numbers. The defender might have got him with the hook in his arm, but he just couldn't come to it.
I thought good coverage there by the Chaparral.
It was
Defensive backfield.
I think Jackson will tell you he's got to make that play. But so now we're in our side of the book for that 3rd and 23.
Line to gain is the Aubrey 39-yard line. Snap to Timmons. Timmons in the shotgun, feeling the pressure, and goes down at the 32-yard line.
44.
So that is Logan Gannon with the sack for Aubrey. Mercy.
So here comes our first punt of the game, and it looks like Rodriguez is back there instead of Jackson Hare.
Yeah, I was talking with Brandon Faircloth this week, and I happened to mention that Eric Rodriguez has had a chance to punt a couple of times and look good, and he said we're gonna use him more. So
got to give Jackson a break every once in a while, so that's just a chance.
Snap to Eric Rodriguez, gets the punt away. And it will land at about the 40 and picked up on a hop and returned almost not at all.
16 Mason Cooper got that when we had two guys. That was a perfect punt, too, because if it didn't bounce straight to the receiver, it was going to give us a 20-yard gain on the ground. So he made a good job. He just caught it and got tackled real quick.
Jackson Poland on the return there for Aubrey.
Got a 7-7 tie. Panther Creek came right back after Salina scored, and they scored in only about 2 minutes. So 7-7 with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Salina and Panther Creek.
It's a 32-yard punt by Eric Rodriguez. 10-7, the Wildcats lead with 7:13 left to go here in the first half. Aubrey with the football, moving to the south end zone at Gerald Prim Stadium. Will Story back to throw, has a man deep, and overthrows him there at about the 35-yard line.
Pretty good coverage by the Cats. This is kind of coming true what we talked about in the pregame. They came in 1-3.
Yep.
And all of a sudden they're putting up a decent football game. Far and away the best that anybody's played against the Wildcats up to this point, including 5A Mount Pleasant.
That's right. 2nd and 10 from the 32. Aubrey moving left to right. Handoff up the middle. And Wildcats giving ground very grudgingly there. Very short gain. And that is Corbin Frazier. Tony, down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
You're showing your age now.
I've been waiting to say that for years. Corbin Frazier. And you may not get the Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier.
I hated Cosell, and now I wish he was on every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'd give anything to have him and Dandy Don and Frank on something.
Oh, you bet. 3rd and 8.
Woo.
And this goes to Will Story, the quarterback, and he is handing off here now to Connor Murphy. And Murphy hit hard and will go nowhere.
Truth got him hat to hat, and when that happens, the other guy's going backwards.
Truth Holmes, the nose guard for Sulphur Springs and the UNT commit.
Yep. We got Gio Ibarra and Jackson Hare back. Jackson to the left, Gio towards us.
So 4th and 9 for Aubrey from their 33-yard line. They will punt. Alejandro Chavez, who kind of shanked his first punt, he gets this one away. It looks better. And a fair catch signaled by Jackson Hare, but he lets it bounce, and it does take an Aubrey hop down to the 30-yard line or thereabouts.
Lost 15 on that, but I'm not sure we could have gotten to it. Neither of those punts have been a good punt that'll let you get under there. 5:31 left in the second quarter. 10-7 Wildcats fixing to get about their 4th possession.
38-yard punt by Chavez. He kicked it, Tony, off to the right, but I think by design that time.
Well, after his first two, I'm not so sure. we're going to check him out on his 3rd one and see.
So I think Tony just told you 10-7, Sulphur Springs leading with 5.5 minutes left to go in the half. Very tough, competitive contest here at Gerald Prim Stadium tonight. On 1st down, Wildcats go off right tackle for a good gain. And that
was Jackson.
That is Jackson Hare. As he gains, I would say, 6 yards.
Yep, looks like that's a good
36-yard
first down play.
2nd down and 4. Was deceiving how easily Sulphur Springs scored on their first possession.
Yeah.
That 48-yard run by Jackson Hare, in which the seas parted, and he went to the goal line almost untouched, if not untouched. Here's a catch by Deacon Carpenter, who's been very active tonight.
Deacon is getting some action tonight.
In the flat over here on the near side, and then he is bumped out of bounds at the Sulphur Springs 48-yard line for a gain of 12 yards. Deacon coming into the game had a couple of catches, 2 catches for 21 yards and a touchdown.
Those from up here, beautiful plays, because Deacon came out, flared out, and Quarterback threw a perfect pass, and that's all timing, and we had a block, and it's just a thing of beauty.
And off up the middle. And this is Jackson Hare. And looked like he was bottled up there in the middle of the line. Then he broke out of there, Tony. And,
kept him churning.
Kept his feet moving and gets...
Gotten about 4 out of nothing, really.
Yeah, crosses into Aubrey territory to the 48-yard line, so that's a gain of 4.
4:26, and the clock is running. Aubrey will get the second half kickoff, so it'd be nice for us to go ahead and put 7 on the board, but use this 4 minutes up, too.
Ball on the near hash mark as the Wildcats move from right to left. 2 wide to either side of the field. Play action pass. And Timmons.
Quinn Harris got his first catch there.
Connecting with Quinn Harris on the flat on the near side. Then a nice job of Quinn carrying the ball down the sideline.
Hooten Hardware first down and got out of bounds to stop the clock. 4:02.
He's bumped out of bounds at the 40.
We're not showing much of a downfield presence on our passes yet, but that's kind of a credit to Aubrey's defensive front 4.
8 yards on that game. Snap to Timmons. Timmons backpedaling, feeling the pressure, now moving in the pocket. He will scramble, and he ducks out of bounds here on the near side, right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a slight loss.
Yep. They're doing the best job that anybody has so far against our offensive front. They're kind of disturbing Deuce. We get spoiled to the quality of our line, but they're giving them fits right now.
Cameron Haygood forcing Deuce Timmons out of bounds. So this is 2nd and 10 at the 40. 3:53 to go, 10-7, Sulphur Springs on top. A tight contest so far here at Gerald Prim Stadium. Here's the sprint draw. Timmons going to his right, handing off to Jackson Hare, coming back to the near side, and Hare dodging tacklers, steps out of bounds at the 30. He'll be very close to a first down.
They're giving him to him. Hooten Hardware first down, and the biggest thing is he dodged the kicking net on the sideline. That could have caused some problems. So another first down and another out of bounds. 3:44 left. It's a good-looking drive. We need to just take it on in and don't settle. We need 7.
This will be the 7th play of the drive. Wildcats have moved it 40 yards from the 30 to the 30 at this point. Man in motion, right to left. And they give it to Jackson Hare, going to his right, cutting back, bounces off a tackler, still on his feet. And finally they get him down at about the 22-yard line.
8-yard gain. It was pretty well all Jackson once he got out. Good hard running.
Luke Heilman making the tackle, defensive back for the Chaparrals.
Dobson Martin's back in now, so Jackson's probably going to the slot. This entire drive, I've been wondering whether or not he might be hurt or something, but Dobson's in there because he was out and Jackson was running exclusive on the running back.
This is 2nd and 2 at the 22-yard line of Aubrey. Snap to Timmons. Fakes the handoff, feeling the pressure as he has all night long. Now he's going to scramble, and he crosses the line of scrimmage and is out of bounds over on the far side around the 12-yard line.
Hooten Hardware first down.
Another first down for Sulphur Springs, and that is all improvised there by Deuce Timmons.
And I'm just wondering if that was going to be a screen or whatever, because those defenders, they had 4 of them through our line in a heartbeat, and Deuce rolled out to his right. Once he did, it was wide open. The sideline was wide open.
I tell you, the Chaparrals really getting a lot of pressure on him.
They are. They're getting through this line.
He has
they got a 4-man front, and it's really working.
He has not been able to set up and plant his foot on a throw all night long. Now here's Timmons up the middle, and he is going to score standing up as Timmons from the 12-yard line over the right side.
That's Timmons' territory right there, so maybe we just needed to challenge him, but you did a good job. Hooten Hardware first down.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats on that 12-yard touchdown run by Deuce Timmons.
The only thing wrong is there's 2:44 left, so we don't want to let Aubrey get anything going where they can get even a field goal.
Couple of little shimmy shake moves there by Deuce.
Yeah.
And the extra point here by Eric Rodriguez is perfect. And now Sulphur Springs with a little bit of breathing room. 17-7, the Wildcats lead it with 2:44 to go. Second quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. 70-yard drive in 9 plays, Tony.
We needed that. Take a little bit of clock, but we needed to assert ourselves a little bit. This is a good Aubrey defense.
I remember the pass to Deacon Carpenter. How many other passes were there on that drive?
He had 2.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
And then Harris had 1. So we did pass a little bit, and then we had a little flare, I think, to Jackson.
Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. He is kicking deep to the 5-yard line. And here's the return for Aubrey, and it breaks there for a moment and pops out across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Gio Albara wrapped onto him and hung on for about 5 yards, but that could have been a better return. It almost broke. They're going to start at the 32 going out with now 2:36 left and all 3 of their timeouts.
It was Luke Hellman on the return there, out to the 32.
Empty backfield.
3 wideouts to the far side, 2 to the near side. They're moving from left to right. The center, Braden Wood, out over the football for Aubrey. Ball on the near hash. Will Story, the quarterback, takes the snap. Straight ahead, breaks a couple of tackles, lowers his shoulder, and is finally brought down at about the 44-yard line for a gain of 12 yards.
Number 23 would be Preston Nottingham, got a hold of him, and then one of the safeties came in and finished him off.
Will Story's shown some.
Will Story's got some guts.
Strong running ability.
And he's a pretty good sized boy. He's not going to dance for you. He's going towards the scoreboard.
We don't have heights and weights on these guys. Again, Story takes the snap. I'm not sure if he intended to run there.
Yeah, I think that was pretty quick drawback. Preston got him there, and then 2 or 3 of them looked like Pennell, Trey Pennell, and Truth got in there too.
So it's a loss.
And they're going to use their first time out. 2nd down and 10. Well, this is a 2-minute warning.
Yeah, I thought it was a loss, but they say he got back to the line of scrimmage, so that's no gain. 2nd down and 10. We do now have the 2-minute warning in high school football. And with the Wildcats leading 17-7, this is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcat sponsors, we didn't get to all of these before. Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, the University Interscholastic League. Pre-game sponsored by Super Handy, Halftime Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. 2nd down and 10 for Aubrey. Wildcats lead 17-7, 2 minutes to go, first half. Will Story, the quarterback in the shotgun. Takes the snap, has lots of time, throwing deep, and incomplete at the 25-yard line. Good coverage there by the Wildcats.
Great coverage by C.T. Galloway. He was just waiting on there and went up, timed it perfect.
Luke Heilman, by far his favorite receiver, was the intended receiver there.
One thing I want to bring to attention, too, is there's no wind tonight, but their kicker was kicking at 50 yards in pregame. So we don't need to let them get the ball down to about the 30-yard line with time to spare, because they might try something.
3rd and 10, line to gain is the Wildcats' 46-yard line. Play action pass to the flat on the near side. It is complete and out of bounds at about the 48. This is Antoine Jones who makes the catch.
Preston Nottingham on another tackle. He's been very active tonight. We've called his name in the first 4 games, but not near this active. He may have had an extra can of Red Bull before he started.
So 4th and 2 for Aubrey, and personnel changes on offense for the Chaparrals.
They're going to bring in some beef and go again like they did down on the goal line.
Wildcats lead 17-7, a minute 48 left to go in the half. Yeah, they go with a tight formation here, and there's all kinds of movement
We're going
at the
to
line of scrimmage.
We jumped. I don't see any way this is going offense. It went on a hard count, and they held their water. Yep.
Offsides against Sulphur Springs.
That's a good job if you can do it. You got to really hold your water on stuff like that.
Moves the ball to the Sulphur Springs 43-yard line with 1:46 left to go in the half.
And all 3 timeouts.
Yep.
With that 2-minute warning, they essentially had 4 timeouts to start this drive.
Empty backfield with 3 wideouts to the far side and 2 to the near side. Will Story, the quarterback, now looking to the sideline. Apparently they're changing the play. 1st and 10. Snap to Story. Lots of time. Moving in the pocket. Throw into the far side.
Story's pass intended.
And apparently incomplete. I wasn't sure.
Incomplete. I wasn't either because they fell. It was underthrown. Story took too much time there, and then the receiver outran his arm. So 2nd and 10.
They've got some guys whose numbers don't correspond to the roster, I'm afraid, here tonight. So
they don't care about us radio folks.
2nd and 10 from the 43-yard line of Sulphur Springs, 1:38 to go in the first half. Story, the quarterback, going right up the middle, and he is hit behind the line. I think that's Alex King. Got there first.
Got in there and dove at his feet and wouldn't let go.
Yep.
Great job. So that's going to be now 3rd and 9.
Trey Pinnell also getting credit for part of that tackle there. Got to the 42.
Yeah, Truth is out right now, but they've had Trey and Truth in there, and that's a good side of the defensive line when you got them.
Alex King,
and
by the way.
Alex King or Blaine Allen doesn't hurt you.
Alex King leading the Wildcats with 25 tackles and had 10 last week against Mount Pleasant. Here's the 3rd down and 9 play. And Story in big trouble and going to be brought back.
Ball is out.
Ball is out, and did the Wildcats get it?
We got it. Number 27 came up with it. That's Jackson Medlock. They did not get fooled on that bootleg. So now 46 seconds left, and the Wildcats are in plus territory at the 39-yard line. So a big turn of events there.
Jackson Medlock, the son of Wildcat offensive coordinator Peter Medlock. Did you see who stripped the ball
I did not see who it was, but I think Blaine Allen was at least one of them, and I'm going to say one of our outside linebackers. I don't know whether it would be Grayson Hardy. It seemed like a play he would make.
But Jackson Medlock comes up with the fumble recovery as the quarterback Will Story was sacked. Big loss, and the Wildcats get the ball. Now it is Sulphur Springs, complete pass here to Quinn Harris as Deuce Timmons rolling out to his left, throwing across his body, and it's a short gain to the 36-yard line.
Poor called a timeout finally, but they let a bunch of time run.
32 seconds on the clock. I'm not sure if we said that. Wildcats lead 17-7. And now with a big chance to open up a sizable lead here at halftime. We'll take a break. This is Wildcats football on KSST. James Terry informs us the Rangers are leading Cleveland 3-1 in the, I think he said top of the 7th.
Top of the 7th, yes, sir.
38 seconds on the clock here. This is 2nd down and 7 at the Aubrey 32-yard line. Wildcats lead 17-7. Play action pass. Timmons sets up, throws deep, has a man out there, complete at the 10-yard line. Touchdown.
Jackson Hare, I believe. But
the senior Jackson Hare.
Wide open, too, and the safety back there on the right just seemed like, oh, well, I'm not going to get him. Great job. Hooten Hardware first down for the Wildcats, and they score in 2 plays after that strip. So 30 seconds left to halftime, and it's 23-7, waiting on 24.
And Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats for that 36-yard touchdown pass from Drew Timmons to a wide-open Jackson Hare at the 10-yard line. Eric Rodriguez, the extra point is good, and now the Wildcats have something looks like a more
that looks more better
respectable lead there, 24-7 with 30 seconds to go in the half. This is Wildcats football on KSST. The touchdown set up on the fumble recovery by Medlock for Sulphur Springs, Jackson Medlock, as the quarterback Will Story had been sacked, and one of the Wildcat defenders stripped the ball there.
Yep.
Medlock came up with it at the 39 29-yard line. Wildcats score in 2 plays. 36-yard touchdown pass from Drew Timmons to Jackson Hare.
They were going to try the home run ball with the naked bootleg, and we had 2 pieces of clothing for him.
Second touchdown of the night for Hare. He had the 48-yard run on the first possession. And now 36-yard touchdown pass from Timmons.
So how many yards, and he hadn't got touched on either one of them?
I think somebody may have got a hand on him there on that touchdown catch a moment ago. Here's the kickoff, the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, and it is bobbled and picked up by the return man for Aubrey, but he only gets out to about the 23-yard line.
Looks like Grayson Hardy got up off of the bottom there with the tackle, so they're going to start now at about the 27-yard line with 25 seconds left.
Jackson DeRamus on the return. Aubrey at the 23-yard line.
23, they moved it back on me.
Yeah. They do have 3 timeouts, but only 25 seconds to go.
They're going to just run the ball here. I'd be very surprised if they try anything, because the Wildcats have got their ears pinned back, and if we got an interception or a fumble now, it'd be close the door.
Pistol look here for Aubrey. They give it off to Frazier. Corbin Frazier between the tackles across the 25 up to the 27.
Alex McCormick on the tackle there. He submarined and took him by himself. 11 seconds. They may make one more play, and they may take it to the house. Looks like they're going to do the latter.
Yeah, looks like they're going to let that clock run out, making no move toward the line, and so that will end the first half, which was a very close half for most of the half, but the Wildcats have kind of blown it open here in the last couple of minutes. They scored 2 touchdowns in the final 3 minutes of the half to take a 24-7 lead at halftime over the Aubrey Chaparrals. And we'll come back and recap the first half for you when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST, brought to you by Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, the University Interscholastic League. Pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime now, and we have arrived at halftime, presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Say thank you, please, to all of those fine sponsors. Wildcats lead at 24-7 at halftime, and we're about to have the performance, first of all, by the Aubrey High School Band, and then we will bring you the performance of the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School Band. Man, oh man, that Wildcat band here in just a few minutes. To recap the scoring in the first half, Sulphur Springs took the opening kickoff. They went 60 yards in 4 plays, 48-yard touchdown run by Jackson Hare. Tony, I don't know if that was a draw play or what, but they just opened wide open for...
You and I would have gotten 20 out of it.
And just nobody there in front of Jackson Hare. It was unbelievably easy, and he went 48 yards for the touchdown. Eric Rodriguez the kick to make it 7-0. But then Aubrey comes back with a 72-yard touchdown pass. That was not a touchdown pass, but a 72-yard pass to the 2-yard line from their quarterback, who is Will Story. I don't know why I blanked on his name there for a moment, but Luke Heilman made the catch.
If we hadn't had a sprint champion, it would have been 2 more yards and a touchdown.
Creed Wisenhunt, the regional 100-meter champion last spring for Sulphur Springs, caught him at the 2. Blake Wheeler scored on a 1-yard run, and the kick was good to tie the game at 7-7, still early in the first quarter. Wildcats then came back with a very long drive, 48 yards in 15 plays, but stalls, and they get the 42 or 32-yard field goal it was by Eric Rodriguez to make it 10-7 with 1:15 left to go in the first quarter. Very little scoring, or very little action to speak of in the early part of the second quarter, but the Wildcats come back following an Aubrey punt, and they go 70 yards in 9 plays on a drive, and Drew Timmons scores on a 12-yard run. with the extra point by Rodriguez. It was 17-7 with 2:44 left to go in the first half. Sulphur Springs then gets the ball back as they sack the quarterback, Will Story, and he lost the ball, and it was recovered by Jackson Medlock for the Wildcats at the Aubrey 39-yard line. And then on the second play, Jackson Hare, a 36-yard pass for the touchdown from Drew Timmons to make it 24-7 with only 30 seconds left to go in the first half.
And that one pass, the defensive line has really given our offensive line all we needed for the first half. But on that touchdown play, they did a perfect job of making a pocket. He was able to step up in it, get his mechanics under him through a perfect pass, and that's the way they draw it up in the locker room.
Yeah, one of the only times in the first half that Drew Timmons was able to set up and throw.
They really harassed him all game.
He's been having to move in the pocket and sometimes scramble and sometimes throw it away, and he's been sacked a time or two as well.
He has.
Here in the first half. So Aubrey defense, especially after that first possession by Sulphur Springs, did a great job until the last 3 minutes of the first half. And the Wildcats now have a seemingly comfortable 24-7 lead here at halftime. You have some scores of other games.
If I'll just get ready for it, I hadn't done I don't even know what I did with my phone. There it is.
I know that
it's 7-7 on the ball game for Salina nearly at halftime.
And they are playing Frisco Panther Creek.
Yep.
So that's the two top teams, or so we think, in the district. And Wildcats certainly will have something to say about that. But
yep.
The two highest-ranked teams, Salina's number 1, and Frisco Panther Creek is number 7.
All right, in local games or district opponents, you got Cooper is losing to Paul Pewitt 8-0 at halftime. Greenville Lions are losing 41-7 from Mesquite at halftime.
Good
I thought that might be a halfway decent game.
Mesquite Poteet.
Yep. Como Picton is up 32-16 over Albagola at halftime. Como's having some success this year, and that's good. Pittsburgh Pirates up 17-7 over Dallas Christian in kind of an odd scheduling deal there. Aubrey and Sulphur, Frisco and Salina 7-all. Mount Vernon is leading Mineola Yellow Jackets 24-13. These are basically halftime scores. Here is a huge one. Commerce Tigers 35-10 over the top 5 ranked Winsboro Red Raiders with 7 minutes left in the second quarter.
Wow.
So there's got to be some turnovers or some big plays to have that much.
Winsboro is ranked number 1 this week.
I thought they were either 1, 2, or 3,
they had
something
moved
like
up
that.
to number 1. And by the way, Sulphur Springs, folks, the Tigers are coached by former Sulphur Springs Wildcat John McSheffery.
Yes.
Who played on the state championship team of 2008.
He was a headhunter, too. Paris Wildcats are down to Lake Dallas Falcons 10-6 at Paris with 4 minutes left. That's kind of a upset in the brewing to me. And then Emory Reigns is up 14-7 over Eustis at halftime. So a couple of interesting scores, and we'll keep up with them through the rest of the game.
As you said, Salina and Panther Creek tied 7-7.
Panther Creek's got the ball, but now I got to get it back on TV to watch it. I'm cheating and watching that while we're doing here.
And I made the mistake of saying Panther Creek is number 7. Sulphur Springs this week is number 7.
Yep.
And Panther Creek was ranked number 6 this week. The Wildcats have both of those teams, of course, coming up on the schedule. Next week is an open date for Sulphur Springs, and then the week after that, so 2 weeks from tonight, at Salina. Huge game for Sulphur Springs and for Salina. They have to play now, Salina, this Aubrey team next week.
Yes.
So Wildcats do have the advantage of having the open week and 2 weeks to prepare for Salina.
Yeah. Salina doesn't have a bye until after us.
So that is, I think, something that is very much to the Wildcats' advantage, and the advantage of Brandon Faircloth to have 2 weeks to prepare for Salina, the defending state champion and the number 1 ranked team in the state currently. So some college games going on, some of them tonight. TCU at Arizona State should by now be underway on Fox. And then Houston at Oregon State tonight. on ESPN starting a little bit later. The Big 12 has gone to some Friday night games, which I'm not a big fan of, but nevertheless, they have done it. Tomorrow at 11, South Alabama at North Texas, UNT 4-0 so
They've
far.
played some ball this year. I'm proud for them.
At 2:30 tomorrow, Auburn at A&M. That game is on ESPN, big game in the Southeast Conference. Also at 2:30, Baylor at Oklahoma State on ESPN2.
Oklahoma State will have a new coach for the first time in probably 25 or so years, as Gundy got fired during the week this week. So that'll be a different heading.
Did they lose to Tulsa? Wasn't that the...
I think that was the crowning blow.
And Rice at Navy tomorrow at 2:30. Rice is 3-1. Navy is 3-0. That is on CBS Sports Network on cable. 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, the A&M Lions at home versus North Carolina Central.
How did they do last week at Grambling?
They lost 31-28. A&M lost. They led until late in that game, I believe, and something
competitive. So that's good.
Wrong. Yep. And North Carolina Central coming into Commerce tomorrow night with a 3-2 record. They are an FCS team along with A&M Commerce now, so that should be a very competitive game. 8 p.m. tomorrow evening, Louisiana Tech at UT El Paso. The other game involving a Texas team. Obviously, or apparently, Texas Longhorns have an open date because I didn't see them.
Yeah. I know I'll be sitting in my chair watching the Aggies and Auburn.
And Kyle Field will have the usual 95,000 or so in the stands tomorrow in College Station. Well, here it is 24-7 Sulphur Springs, and if you tuned in late, that may sound like it's been an easy time for the Wildcats, but it has been anything but. They finally got it going there in the latter stages of the first half and put a couple of touchdowns up. A 12-yard run by Drew Timmons with 2:44 to go, and then they got a turnover as Jackson Medlock recovered a fumble and scored on a touchdown pass, 36 yards from Drew Timmons to Jackson Hare to go up 24-7 at halftime. So we still have the Aubrey High School band on the field here at the half, and very shortly we expect that we'll have the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School band performing, and we will bring that to you this evening when they take the field. Just to touch on another couple of those scores that you mentioned, Tony, that is just really shocking to me. Commerce leading Winsboro.
Absolutely.
35-10, did you say?
7, I believe. 35-7
in the first half.
With 4 minutes or so left in the second quarter. So that's huge. I mean, I feel like Commerce is probably a pretty good team, but something's up to be that big of a disparaging score that early in the ball game.
And that game is at Winsboro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Ooh, there'd be some hot folks in Winsboro. Yeah. I know some of them, and they take their football real serious. Of course, they do in Commerce too. And Johnny McSheffrey, he's an intense human, and I promise you, if they give him a chance, Commerce usually has athletes, and he'll bring a program to them. This is probably about his 4th year.
That's right.
Something like that, and so if they'll hang with him, I'm not going to say he's going to get to the line weaver or cron stage, but who knows? But he will make them competitive, and he'll put their name on the map. And
then you had Mesquite Poteet way up on Greenville at halftime or close to halftime.
Yeah, I thought that would be a fairly close game. I stuck my foot in my mouth there with you.
Yeah. Poteet has won a game. They beat Woodrow Wilson, I think, last week, and Greenville still has not won.
And Pittsburgh over Dallas Christian. Dallas Christian is a perennial 3A state champion in TAPS. Pittsburgh is where my buddy's son, John Huffstadler, is in his first year, and he's turned that program around, and so I'm glad to see some success there with John.
24-7 here, the Wildcats leading, and we will take a break and come back, and very soon we'll hear from the Sulphur Springs High School band when Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats 24, Aubrey 7 at halftime. And Aubrey will have the football to start in the second half, so it'll be an important possession for them. Wildcat volleyball, Lady Cat volleyball, I should say, they are 22-8, Tony, under head coach Bailey Dorner. Now, they played Texarkana Pleasant Grove this afternoon at 4:30 in Wildcat Gym. That was going to be a big game because Pleasant Grove is 18-10.
That's probably district, too.
It is a district game, right. So we do not have the score on that. If someone would like to call KSST with that score and pass that on to James Terry, he'll pass it on to us, and we'll let you know. Lady Cats Tuesday night at 6:30 at Pittsburgh, and that'll also be a district game.
They're in district now, it sounds like.
And they opened up district play with a 3-2 win over North Lamar on Tuesday night.
Well, they're quite athletic, and I went to the one game, and it was fun. I need to try and get out there again, and there was a decent crowd out there supporting the ladies.
This game tonight go a long way toward deciding the district championship versus Pleasant Grove. So we'll try to have, if we don't have the score before the night is over, then we'll have that for you tomorrow on KSST.
And this is going to blow your mind, too. We just started football. We're in week 5, and it won't be too long. We're going to be talking about ladies and men's basketball.
We are, after tonight, we are halfway through the regular season. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, once it starts, it gets gone.
And as we've said, next week is an open week, open date for Sulphur Springs, and it comes at a great time. It gives them 2 weeks to get ready for Salina at Salina 2 weeks from tonight. While Salina will have to play this Aubrey team at home next Friday night. So the Wildcat Band moving out onto the field, and ahead of them, the Blue Blazes, who will perform first. We are broadcasting to you from the Bill Bradford Press Box at Gerald Prim Stadium tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and here are the Blue Blazes and the Sulphur Springs High School Band.
to put the show in showtime. Sulphur Springs High School proudly presents their award-winning Blue Blazes. The 64th line to strike up the band include Sergeants Lillian Perez, Chelsea Molina, Vanessa Herrera, Maria Miranda, and Cameron Smith. And Abby Noguera. Senior Lieutenant Irma Moreno. Co-Captain Kara Fagan. And leading your Blazes onto the field, your captain, Emma Palacios. The Blazes want to recognize this week's Julia Wilhite State Farm Blazes of the Week, Jade Cervantes, and their Spirit Girls of the Week, Maya Maydew, and this week's Spotlight teacher, Mrs. Shannon Welch. The Blue Blazes can't thank their sponsors enough for their ongoing support this year. Nations Lending, Corner Grub House, RGW Hauling, J&D Dozier and Moulton, Nottingham Dodge, Larry and Sherry Finney, the Fuller family, the Palacios family, Highway 19 Construction, the Sign Shop, House of Sabo, Bob Evans, Slaughter's Barbecue, Wyatt's Towing, Credit Union of Texas, HTO, D&S Custom Cabinets, Cornerstone Renovations, and Barres Laundry Services. The Blue Blazes are under the direction of alumni member Mrs. Meredith Dial. Tonight, we want to welcome onto our field the Blazes and the SSMS Sparks as they celebrate the great state of Texas with an exciting crop routine to deep in the heart of Texas.
Ladies and gentlemen, here they come, your three-time state finalist band. Say it with me loud and proud, man, oh man, that Wildcat band. The band is being led onto the field by drum majors Kanan Gibson, Rafael Flores, Anthony Small, and Charles McDermott. The Wildcat Band would like to recognize this week's section of the week, the Euphoniums. And this week's band members of the week are Maddie McWhorter and Mason Maynard. Tonight, the Wildcat Band is excited for their home performance of their 2025 UIL competition show, Stained Glass. And they would like you to welcome our amazing 8th grade band members joining us tonight on the sideline. Now, Wildcat fans, sit back and enjoy the Sulphur Springs Wildcat Band as they present Stained Glass. Sulphur Springs High School Wildcat Band. Directors for the band are Spencer Emmert, Allison Martinez, Zachary Griffin, Cody Brown, Brittany Robinette, Steve Proctor, Connor Dawes, and Marshall Oman. The
Wildcat Band entertaining the fans at Gerald Prim Stadium here at halftime, with Wildcats leading over Aubrey 24-7. We'll take another break and we'll have the second half kickoff. Wildcat football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Frances Hospital, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. Pregame is presented by Super Handy, halftime presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. Wildcats lead at halftime 24-7 over the Aubrey Chaparrals, and Aubrey will have the football to start the second half. Rangers have beaten the Cleveland Guardians tonight. Final score is 7-3. Cleveland tied for first place in the American League Central with Detroit going in, so this is a big series for Cleveland, and the Rangers take the first game tonight. So Wildcats here will be kicking off. It'll be the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff, and Eric Rodriguez has it teed up at the 40-yard line.
Right as we went off the air, Panther Creek scored right before halftime, so Salina and Panther Creek are tied at 14 in the all-important district game at Salina tonight.
We'll keep up with that one for you. As the second half goes along, Eric Rodriguez backs way off the ball, and he boots this one to the goal line and rolls on into the end zone for a touchback.
That nearly bounced sideways and nearly stayed in the field of play, which would have been real interesting.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring it out to the 25 as we start this third quarter. Very important defensive stand right here to keep control what you got at the tail end. If you let them score, you kind of lose some of that momentum that you got going into halftime.
Great point. That first possession of the second half, very, very important for both teams. So Aubrey will be on offense. The Chaparrals wear white jerseys, navy pants, navy numbers outlined in red, the white headgear. Wildcats in their royal blue jerseys and pants with the white helmets here tonight at Gerald Prim Stadium. Will Story is going to be hit and brought down on the first play from scrimmage.
32. T.J. Bolden, according to Jeff.
Yep. It's a 10-yard loss back to the 15-yard line. No, they give him the 17. I should have known that. So it's an 8-yard loss. T.J. Bolden.
That was a bull rush there, and they were trying to go deep and burn us like they did on the first possession of the ball game. So defense learned that song.
2nd and 18 for the Chaparrals. Moving from left to right. Snap to Story. Story, the play action. And now he's going to run it up the middle, but he is brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Trey Pinnell got that. He came around from his left tackle position and went around the lineman and caught him from behind, brought him down back with maybe a 1 or 2 yard gain is all. 3rd and 16. Empty backfield.
Will Story, the quarterback, in the shotgun formation. 3-man front for Sulphur Springs. They're about 1.5 yards off the ball. Wildcats laying back on this 3rd and 16. Snap to Story on a long count. Looking downfield, pumps, throws deep, has a man out there, but the coverage is good for Sulphur Springs, and it's incomplete. And again, Luke Heilman, the intended receiver there for Aubrey. And he appears, Tony, to be just about the only threat they have as far as receiving is concerned.
And I think it was Creed Wisner that was back there with him, and if it was, he's got plenty of wheels to keep up with him.
Creed Wisenhunt, the free safety, go ahead.
Well, Gio might have been there back there with him in Galloway, but regardless, had it well covered. Early punt. Now it's important to catch this ball. We ought to start on the Aubrey side of the field.
4th down and 16, and getting away, the punt is Alejandro Chavez, and it takes a Sulphur Springs roll. It landed near midfield, and it hops back toward the Aubrey goal line. This is going to be a very short punt for Aubrey.
39-yard line, so that's going to be
38-yard line.
38-yard, 39.
About a
from the
20-yard
14. Yeah. So very good starting field position for the Wildcats, and just like the defense did their job, now let's put 7 on the board. Let Aubrey know this is going to be our ball game.
On the last 4 Aubrey possessions, the Wildcats defense has forced them to punt 3 times, and then they forced a fumble on the 4th time.
They've woken up. That first possession kind of embarrassed them, and since then they've done a pretty good job. Now is when we impose our offensive will on us. Use that big line. Let's take this and run it down there, put 7 on the board, and take command of the ball game.
24-7, the Wildcats lead. This is their first possession of the second half. They start at the Aubrey 39-yard line. Drew Timmons, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Gives off to Jackson Hare, and Hare is going to be caught and dropped for a big loss.
He fumbled. I don't know if they got it or not. Aubrey is saying they got it, and the referee is abiding with them. So, big turn of events right there. That's going to be Aubrey's ball at the 48-yard line on that first play.
They have really keyed on Jackson Hare tonight, and although he has a couple of long touchdowns, or relatively long touchdowns, he's had a hard time gaining yards from the line of scrimmage, with the exception of those couple of plays.
Well, the ones that are successful have been north-south. When they've gone motion to the side, it's obvious they really keyed on that, and that's something that the coaching staff will have to be aware of, because if Aubrey knows it, everybody else does.
First down at the 48-yard line in Aubrey territory. This is Story, the quarterback, who faked the handoff, then goes off left tackle, and nothing really there for him. But, he ends up with a couple of yards, I guess.
Yeah, got a couple out of it.
To the 50-yard line.
I think that was a defensive line gang battle. Looks like Truth is either cramped up or got something on an ankle. He's walking a little gingerly coming this way. So hopefully that'll just be a matter of a play or two.
On that previous play, Jackson Hare was trapped for a loss in the backfield. Then the Chaparral stripped the ball and recovered at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, they had 2 or 3 on him so somebody could go in there and dig, and that's exactly what they did.
And now 2nd and 8 at the 50. The quarterback, Will Story, looking to the sideline for the play. Has Johnny Johnson, a running back, lining up in the pistol now behind him by a couple of steps. 2 wideouts to the near side, H-back behind the left tackle. They give it to Johnson. Johnson going off, right tackle, and broke a tackle near the line of scrimmage and gets into the secondary somewhat to the 44-yard line of the Wildcats.
3rd and 2.
That's a gain of 6 yards.
We gave him about 3 yards because we caught him from behind and we pushed him toward his own goal line. So if we could have just held on, we'd have a 3rd and 4 or 5. Big play here. Let's see if we can stop them.
Ball between the hash marks. Wildcats lead 24-7, just under 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. Story under center, hands off, straight ahead.
He did not get a thing. Going to be 4th down, and for them to do that, I figured we're going to see the same thing again.
It was Corbin Frazier. And, no gain really there for.
I think T.J. Bolden was one that really ganged up there. So it's going to be 4th and 1. This is Aubrey's version of the tush push. They're pulling everybody in there, but they got 1 wide out, so we better watch for a fake and try the post.
It's an I formation, but a very tight formation for Aubrey, with the fullback maybe a step behind the quarterback under center, and then a tailback directly behind the fullback, but they are going to take a timeout.
Timeout. They didn't like what they saw.
4th and 1 at the Sulphur Springs 44-yard line. Aubrey trailing 24-7. This is Wildcats football on KSST. 4th and 1 at the 43-yard line, it says now, of Sulphur Springs. Huge play here.
Yep, I'm wondering. No, they're splitting some out now.
Yeah, they have completely changed their look here after that timeout.
They're still going to go with the quarterback up the middle. They're just spreading us out.
Snap to Will Story, the quarterback, and Story trying to pick his way there for a yard. I don't know if he got it, Tony.
I'm not. They're going to give it to him. He might have got a little bit. That's okay.
So it'll be a first down at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. He just barely got it.
Yep, 8 minutes and clock moving here in the third quarter. Like I say, 24-7 Wildcats. They spread the receivers out and all. Every time they've done that, basically that quarterback just takes off. Will Story just decides there's fewer people in the box now.
First down, the ball between the hash marks. Story, play action pass over the middle, and it is knocked down.
Yeah, I don't know if that was tipped or just a bad throw, but he kind of threw that one in the ground. It never had a chance to hit anybody.
Again, going for Luke Heilman, who had that 72-yard catch on the, second play from scrimmage of the game to the Sulphur Springs 2-yard line. So this is second down and 10 at the Wildcat 43. Sulphur Springs leading 24-7. Running back to the left of Story, gives it to that back, and he breaks a nice gain off the right side.
Murphy with the carry around the right side. He's tackled there by number 3 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, Gio, I couldn't see the number because his shirt was there. Gio did a good job of catching a toe because they had some blockers out there. So now we got third and a long 4 or short 5.
Connor Murphy on the carry to the 36. Make it 3rd and 4. Pistol look for Aubrey. They almost lose it on the exchange there.
Yep.
And Story, the quarterback, dives on it for a loss back to the 39-yard line. So that's a loss of 3.
Yep. He was going to pull it out and try to run the option, and running back held on too long. So now it's going to be 4th and 8. They'll go for it here down by the score. They are. Excuse me.
24-7 with 6:42 left to go in the third quarter, and the clock is rolling. 4th down and 7 from the Sulphur Springs 39-yard line. Ball on the near hash. They move left to right. Story, empty backfield, and throwing downfield, and it is incomplete.
82.
Yeah, that is
Drew Don
Dellinger.
We don't want him to be thrown to. Or we're just going to call him Drew.
Drew Don Dellinger. And that's not Drew Don. Don Dellinger is the last name, and Drew is the first name. Very unusual.
He's going to be number 82 to me the rest of the ball game. So Wildcats take over. They bent. Didn't give up but about 12 yards after that turnover, so they're going to start at the 39-yard line with 6:26 left.
Aubrey held the ball there for 8 plays, moved it from their 48 to the Sulphur Springs 39. Wildcats lead 24-7. Drew Timmons hands off. This is Jackson Hare, pops through.
That's
Hare.
Dobson. That's Dobson.
Oh, was that Dobson?
Mm-hmm. Dobson Martin for 9.
Hare wears 7 and Dobson Martin wears number 9, and so sometimes the expectation that it's Jackson Hare gets to us.
I try to see if Jackson's on the slot because that's the easiest way to do it because we don't know, but he's on the slot out here this time.
Now that is Dobson Martin then on the gain to the 48-yard line.
Now Jackson's going back to the running back, so he's back there. We're going to have to identify that pre-snap.
This is 2nd and 1.
And there goes 5 yards because we had about 5 people go false start. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 now.
This is the first time we've had problems with pre-snap penalties this year.
Yep.
So move it back to the 43.
And it's obvious from our success this year, too, is that we're not shooting ourselves in the foot.
24-7 Sulphur Springs, 5:41 left to go third quarter. This was a tight game throughout most of the first half. Wildcats led it 10-7 going into the last 3 minutes of the first half, but scored 2 touchdowns in the last 3 minutes to take that 24-7 lead. Now this is 2nd down and about 7 for Sulphur Springs. Timmons passing, complete to the sideline, and this is Jackson Hare, who goes down the sideline into Aubrey territory, bumped out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
That was a good play. Another one of those just little swing passes. Jackson just snuck out of the backfield and made it down there. Hooten Hardware first down at the 33-yard line.
23-yard gain by Jackson Hare on the pass from Drew Timmons. First down, Wildcats at the Chaparral 33-yard line, leading 24-7. Ball on the near hash mark, they're moving right to left. Faking to Jackson Hare, now passing to the near side.
Quinn Harris on that one. That's about his second half of the pass. They're doing a really good job of these other receivers, too. They're getting just outside the numbers, and they're squaring off. And with these swing passes, they can go between them and the sideline and picking up substantial yards. Got 9 out of that one.
Quinn Harris is the Wildcats' either tight end or H-back, depending on where they line him up. Sometimes maybe they'll line him up in the slot also.
Yep. Got trips up top this time. Jackson's in the backfield.
2nd and 1 from the 24-yard line of Aubrey. And Timmons setting up a screen pass, and it is complete. This is Jackson Hare. Hare inside the 10 to the pylon, diving, touchdown, Wildcats.
I was going to say 22 doesn't have a chance one-on-one with him. Hooten Hardware first down on the 34-yard touchdown pass, or 24-yard touchdown pass.
Jackson Hare on the screen pass, and a great job of running after the catch by the senior Jackson Hare, his 3rd touchdown of the night. Extra point coming. Matthew Jeter will snap. Mason Cooper will hold. Wildcats lead 30-7. Eric Rodriguez, who has been perfect on his extra points this season, and he still is perfect. 31-7, a 24-point lead for Sulphur Springs, 4:55 to go, 3rd quarter. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go Wildcats, for that 24-yard touchdown pass on a screen from Drew Timmons to Jackson Hare. 31-7 the Wildcats. Sulphur Springs, let's see, that's a 61-yard drive following the Wildcats taking over on downs at the 39-yard line. It's just took 4 plays. 31-7 Sulphur Springs. This game was tied at 7 midway through the first quarter. Wildcats led 10-7. Going into the late stages of the second quarter, here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez, and it lands at the 2-yard line and then hops into the end zone. As Tony pointed out to you on the previous kickoff, that was a kind of a dangerous situation there for Aubrey, because had the ball bounced the other way, it would have been a live ball there inside the 10. And pretty much the same thing happened on this kickoff. So Hare, a 48-yard run in the first quarter. 36-yard touchdown pass from Timmons with 30 seconds to go in the first half, and now a 24-yard pass on a screen from Drew Timmons. What a combination. 4:55 to go, 3rd quarter. Aubrey with the football once again from the 25-yard line, and on first down, handoff up the middle, and between the tackles they go. And the carry here is by Connor Murphy. It's a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 for Aubrey. Wildcats have an open week next Friday night before they travel to Salina. Number 1 team in the state, defending state champion, 2 weeks from tonight. Once again, here's a handoff up the middle, and this is Murphy. Big hole for him, as Murphy with a head of steam all the way to the 47-yard line.
It'll be first down for the Chaparrals.
17-yard gain there.
They've moved out almost to the midfield there, so the Wildcats are bending a little. 4:12 and running, 3rd quarter.
Murphy was not one we expected to play all that much for Aubrey tonight, but he's had a big night. And again, they give it to Connor Murphy between the tackles, and Murphy into Sulphur Springs territory to the 48-yard line. So the Chaparrals moving the ball on the ground right now.
But moving it around midfield's no problem. It's just whether or not we can hold them when time comes.
This is 2nd down and 4. Ball between the hash marks, and there appears to be some confusion here as the quarterback, Will Story, wanted to hand off, but nobody to hand off to, so he keeps it, brings it out to the right side, and is brought down near the line.
TJ Bolden there, I'm sorry.
Near the line of scrimmage.
Loss of 2 or 3 is going to be now 3rd and 5.
3rd down.
He was determined not to give that off. It was going to be somewhat of an option, but Will likes the ball in Will's hands.
Snap to Story. They're in the pistol, and they give it off to Johnny Johnson, the pistol back, who does not quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Great charge there by the Wildcat defense. And Tony, again, I see here T.J. Bolden.
T.J. Bolden, Truth Holmes, all got in there. That one was going nowhere, and all of a sudden they gave up a few yards, and now we're punting from midfield.
And we do see Truth Holmes back in the ballgame.
Yep.
There was a little bit of concern
out
about that a few plays ago.
He's grinning on the sidelines after that one. So we got Gio to the right and Jackson Hare to the left for the punt.
4th and 7 from the Wildcat 49-yard line. Chavez the punt. And the Wildcat's going to let it bounce here. And it will be taken down at the 22-yard line, or downed at the 22-yard line of Sulphur Springs. So not a particularly great punt, but not a terrible punt.
About a 26-yarder. They haven't punted it far enough for us to catch it really and truly. I don't know if that's intentional or what, but 2:06 left in the third. Pretty quick second half so far. Just played in the middle of the field and inbounds, and that suits Sulphur Springs just fine. Up 31-7.
2:06 left to go in the third quarter. Have you got any new scores to pass along to us?
I hadn't looked. There's still halftime on the Bobcats game, so let's see if anything's moving on the other fronts.
Penalty being walked off here against the Wildcats.
That'll have to be holding. Paul Pewett's beating Cooper 22-6. Greenville is down 48-27 to Mesquite. Como is up 40-30. Alba Golden's making a little comeback. Dallas Christian Pittsburgh tied at 17. So they've made a little comeback.
Wildcats starting from their own 13-yard line. Deuce Timmons, the Wildcats quarterback, in the shotgun. Hands off on 1st down. Short gain up the middle. And that was Dobson Martin that time.
Brought down by number 1, Jackson Dormus. It's going to be 2nd down.
Yep, gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Going to run out of this third quarter pretty quick on this possession, and that's just fine.
Wildcats led 24-7 at halftime. They have the touchdown from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare on a 24-yard screen pass was the play. And now 2nd down and 9. Timmons faking the handoff, decides to keep it himself, and now he is out the gate, down the sideline, and somebody got his heel and caused him to stumble. Otherwise, I think he'd be crossing the goal line about now.
They weren't going to get him, so whoever it was made a real good effort and just happened to clip his heel. So a Hooten Hardware 1st down, going to go to the 40-yard line, I believe.
See, they're going to mark it at the 39. No, you're right.
40-yard line.
Aubrey
and they
40.
started out at the 14, I believe.
Right.
That's what scorecard.
That is correct. That's a 45-yard gain, 44-yard gain by Deuce Timmons.
There goes
First
Dobson.
1st down, and they go off left tackle. It is Dobson Martin, the junior for Sulphur Springs, to the 34-yard line.
Might have a flag or something. I heard some extra. Yep, got a flag somewhere, so probably going to have a hold or a holding against the Wildcats. Going to negate that one, I'm afraid. Nope, face mask against them, so we're going to add 15. So that's going to go from the 34 to the 29. So that's 2 Hooten Hardware 1st downs on that one. We'll take that.
Ball is marked at the 19-yard line of Aubrey on the face mask penalty. You heard referee Andrew Chestnut with the call a moment ago. Wildcats on the march here, started at their own 13-yard line after a penalty on the punt. And now they are at the Aubrey 19-yard line, leading 31-7, under a minute to go, third quarter. Deuce Timmons in the shotgun, handing off up the middle.
Dobson Martin running like a bull.
And bowled over tacklers there at the line of scrimmage and gets down to the 12-yard line.
He gets under their pads and then drives with those strong legs. That young man is strong, I'm here to tell you.
Again, we don't have heights and weights on him. He is not very tall. But he is solidly built.
I'm going to say 5'6", 5'7" at the max, but he is a football player. He's been off. To me, he's the surprise player of our offensive team this year because he's an extreme contributor.
Gain of 7, 2nd and 3. Ball on the near hash, moving right to left. Timmons in the pocket to throw, passing, complete, touchdown.
Jackson
Virgil who makes the catch just inside the boundary on the near side.
There was a short cornerback that had him back there, and that was just an extreme mismatch there. So now we got 37 with 38 waiting.
So what looked like a close ball game late in the first half has now gone all the way to the other side for Sulphur Springs with a 37-7 lead, and now the extra point by Eric Rodriguez makes it 38-7.
I thought I'd had that foot and mouth by saying this was going to be a 3-touchdown score. In that first half, it had me worried a little, but now it looks more like our prediction.
38-7, the Wildcats, and Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, for that 12-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Virgil. And this is Wildcats football on KSST. Let's see, the Wildcats go 87 yards in 6 plays, Tony.
It was a long drive, a couple of 3 big plays, 1 15-yard penalty.
You had a 44-yard run there by Deuce Timmons on a scramble. Here is the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. Bounds at the 13-yard line and is picked up alertly by one of the return men. That's Antoine Jones for Aubrey, who returns it back to the 18-yard line. I tell you, he's Eric puts some interesting English on the ball.
Does.
When it lands, you do not know which way it's going to bounce.
Yep. Preston Nottingham on the tackle again, and again, this is for the game. This is the most.
Wildcats football on KSST as we go to the fourth quarter. The Wildcats leading 38-7. Aubrey with the football here. First down at the 18-yard line. Will Story handing off. They go off right tackle. Nothing there for the Chaparrals. Wildcat defense now has just become stifling.
Yep, they're looking really good.
T.J. Bolden on the tackle there, or at least one of the tacklers for the Wildcats.
There's a lot of gang tackling going on. Defense is very active, and they really run to the football. That's been a pleasure to watch this year.
They've gone to that 3-man front, the odd man front, and it has paid off. And on second down, up the middle, and again, nowhere to go for the ball carrier for the Chaparrals.
It'll be 3rd and about 7 when they unclutter.
This again is Connor Murphy, who's listed as a quarterback, but he's seen a lot of action at running back here tonight, and he's had his moments.
I'm going to call on Will Story to run this time.
Gets out to the 21. This is 3rd and 7 for Aubrey. Snap to Story. Story fakes the handoff, passing to the flat, and it's through the hands of the intended receiver.
22.
And that is Riley
Lemons.
Riley Lemons.
We had 2 receivers out there, and I think Riley got in the way. I think he threw it to the outside receiver because they were both lined up, so he may have played defensive back.
I believe you're right.
So a punting situation, 3 and out. Wildcat defense is just once again rising up.
Alejandro Chavez, the punter, who's been busy for the Chaparrals, especially since early in the second quarter.
And he's yet to get a really good one on there either.
Snap, and here is the punt. And where did it land? About the 40, and then it takes a hop back. He needs to work on his English, because it takes
20 yards in the air, and then it jumped back about 5, and one of the alert Aubrey players caught it.
So let's see, the line of scrimmage will be the 35.
35.
So that's 14-yard punt.
Yeah, that's not very good.
See, the Wildcats have forced them to punt 1, 2, 3.
It's at least 5, I'm
4 or
say.
5. Yes, the 5th time they forced them to punt. There was a time in the second half here they gave the ball up on downs.
So we're still putting our starters out there. I'm going to say this is our last series with the starters if we score, and then we're going to put the reserves in and stay healthy.
38-7, Sulphur Springs, starting from the Aubrey 35-yard line. Deuce Timmons moving around in the pocket, throwing, finds his man there at the 15-yard line, but cannot connect.
Ben Lovelady.
Yeah, Ben Lovelady getting some action here.
They've started some of the filtering in.
Yep.
Deuce, I think, is just playing with him on that one, because normally he'll take off and run, and it was like, I'm tired of running, I'm going to throw the ball.
Second down and 10 from the 35. 38-7, Sulphur Springs, 10:25 to go fourth quarter.
I think we've got Keyshawn John in as running back now, too, so he's back there with Deuce.
Yep.
So I think that's where you're fixing to see some other faces the rest of the game.
Vincent Johnson still in there at left tackle. Deuce Timmons faking the handoff, moving in the pocket, and will go down for a loss here.
Lost a couple there.
Timmons is brought down by number 44.
3rd and 12 coming up. Going to go under 10 minutes, though, in the fourth quarter. Deuce hadn't wanted to run those 2 plays. I think he's just conserving now. If he has the same opportunity this time, you might see a score.
Logan Gannon getting credit for a sack, I suppose, there, Tony.
Yeah. The assist goes to Deuce. He just didn't want to get out that time.
Wildcats behind the chain. 3rd and 12. Timmons spreading out to his right, looking downfield, passing, and caught. And
Brody Dodd.
Inside the 20 it goes, down to about the 15-yard line.
Going to be a Hooten Hardware first down. A great pass on the move from Timmons to Dodd, and that's Dodd's first catch tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Brody Dodd makes the catch.
And he's gotten a little playing time the last couple of games.
22-yard gain on the play.
Yep.
And that was Timmons kind of making it up as he goes along, I think, a little bit.
He sprinted out, but he showed a little interest there. Now we're in Timmons territory. We'll see if he wants another running score.
First down at the Aubrey 15-yard line, 9:08 to go, 38-7 Wildcats. Snap to Timmons, faking it to Keyshawn John, passing at the goal line.
Got it.
Caught.
Nope, he didn't. I thought he had it, but it was laying. I thought that was a really nice crossing pattern there, and he hit him right in stride. The defender was good shape, might have held his hand in there.
Brody Dodd almost pulled it in there a couple of yards deep in the end zone. We thought he had it for a moment. So this is second down and 10. Aubrey 15-yard line. Wildcats moving left to right.
Dodd's in the backfield, or not Dodd, but Keyshawn John fakes to him.
Kind of a pistol look there.
Yep. Threw it out to Ben Lovelady on the swing, and that one wasn't one of Deuce's best throws. And of course, you got different people that are used to running the plays too,
right.
So he might not be used to the speed of Lovelady. So third down.
Wildcats have the 31-point lead, but if it goes to fourth down, I would expect that they would send Eric Rodriguez out there just to practice.
Just to practice. There's not a game. It's not a game situation, but it is. Give him the opportunity.
Snap to Timmons. They fake to Keyshawn John. Timmons stepping up, throwing, caught at the goal line.
Dodd.
Touchdown. That's Brody Dodd.
There he did. Great pass. That Deuce can throw the ball. He's got amazing accuracy, and he's got a big core of receivers. And Brody Dodd just entered the scorebooks for the year. I think that should be his
first touchdown catch, and the score goes to 44-7. Sulphur Springs with 8:46 to go. I think that's the 4th touchdown pass of the night for Timmons.
It may very well be.
And I have to total it up when we go to a break. Here is the snap. And the kick by Eric Rodriguez is good. 45-7, the Wildcats. 8:46 to go. This game was 10-7 going into the late stages of the second quarter.
Yep, I'm going to say that Deuce Timmons has thrown his last touchdown pass of the game, too.
Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op says, way to go, Wildcats, for that touchdown from Deuce Timmons to Brody Dodd. 45-7, the Wildcats. This is Sulphur Springs football on KSST. Let's see now, Deuce Timmons. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown passes tonight. 2 to Jackson Hare.
Has he scored a rushing touchdown? That would be odd if he didn't.
He has a 12-yard touchdown run.
Good.
That's a scramble up the middle, as I recall. Here's the J. Hodge Chevrolet kickoff by Eric Rodriguez. He kicks it deep, and a fair catch called for at the 5-yard line, which is permitted now under the rules, and that'll give Aubrey a first down at the 25-yard line.
8:45 left in the ball game. We may see some reserves on the defensive side of the ball too. Get a little bit of play in action.
This is still probably the best team that Sulphur Springs has seen this year.
It's been the most competitive football game for certain.
This was a very competitive game into the late stages of the first half.
Yep.
Very much in doubt. But the Wildcats have just taken it over here, starting late in the second quarter. I think that fumble recovery by Jackson Medlock is really the thing that broke it wide open.
It was.
And allowed them to take that 24-7 lead into the locker room at halftime. Here's a bubble screen over on the far side.
Story's pass is complete to number 8, Antoine Jones.
And Antoine Jones makes the catch and gets a block and is able to work his way up to the 34-yard line, although I have not seen where they spotted it yet.
Real substitution defense. That 5-yard penalty declined. Second out.
Okay.
Yep, I wondered if the flag was going to be there because Grayson Hardy didn't get off of the field, so we had 12, and they called illegal substitution but declined it. 2nd and 1.
2nd and 1. Will Story, high snap, pulls it down. Story going right, close.
They're going to get
to the forward marker there. Matthew Jeter, the tackle, as you heard public address announcer Jeff Harris tell us. And that's a first
Nottingham's
down.
coming off kind of gingerly. I think he got an ankle twisted to play before, so he's getting replaced by Nate Adams. So again, some new names and faces in the defense right now.
Play action pass. Story throwing to the flat on the near side. Pass is caught, and then the receiver gets away from the Wildcat tackler, and will have a first down in Sulphur Springs territory.
Mason Horn ended up there. We had a cornerback that just got slung around and almost had to stop, but Mason came in and kept him from making a big play.
Riley Lemons, the catch and the run there for the Chaparrals to the Sulphur Springs 48, first down. And on this first down play, they hand off up the middle, and this is Johnny Johnson.
Johnny Johnson will run up the left
showing
side.
some shifty moves there, and gets down to the 42-yard line of the Wildcats.
T.J. Abram caught him by the foot. He still stumbled forward for about a gain of 6.
That previous play was a 17-yard gain to Lemons. Now here's second down at about 3. They set up the bubble screen over on the far side, and looks like it'll be good for a first down. They go to Antoine Jones again. Gain is to the 32-yard line. It's a gain of 10, and it's a first down. James Johnson, the tackle for the Wildcats. The clock is stopped with 7:06 to go, and Sulphur Springs ahead 45-7. Handoff, and here's a sizable gain for Aubrey, actually, I guess that was the quarterback Will Story keeping it. I thought he had handed off, but he faked the handoff.
He's going to be tired when this ball game's over. He's run the ball a lot of runs.
Yeah. Fighting with the short stick, he is.
Yeah.
2nd and 3.
Number 14.
And the handoff here is, this is again Connor Murphy, who's seen a lot of action and had quite a few carries tonight. Gets down to the 21-yard line for a gain of 4 yards.
I think number 22, Zay Godbolt, was in the middle of that one.
So that's a first down for Aubrey at the Wildcat 22. Play action, pass to the slot on the near side. Receiver makes the catch, tries to break away from the Wildcat tackler, but could not do it. And that catch there for Aubrey is by Riley Lemons again.
Cameron Jeffrey had got that foot and would not let go. Now, you've got Aubrey making some yards here. Realize this is the reserves for the Cats for the most part on defense, so don't get to worrying.
2nd down and 2, and they cannot connect on another bubble screen intended for Antoine Jones over on the far side, and it'll be 3rd down and 2 for Aubrey. Under 6 minutes to go, the Wildcats on top, 45-7. Sulphur Springs a couple of touchdowns late in the first half to break it open. A 12-yard run by Deuce Timmons and a 36-yard pass from Timmons to Jackson Hare on a play action with Jackson Hare wide open at the 10-yard line.
Panther Creek has gone in front of Salina 21-14, about 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter.
That game being played at Salina. 3rd down and 2, and
timeout by Aubrey. That's their 2nd of the half.
Takes a timeout. 45-7, the Wildcats. It's Wildcats football on KSST. Big 3rd down play coming up here for Aubrey. Tony, what's going on in the Salina Panther Creek game?
21-14. I don't know the number, but I think it was their Oregon receiver recruit that's all everything, 4-star receiver. Looks like he caught a touchdown pass. So 8 minutes left in the 3rd quarter. Salina's in not so familiar territory.
And here's going to be a first down to the 5-yard line as Will Story, the Aubrey quarterback, takes the snap and just lowers his shoulder and plows ahead all the way down to the 5 for a gain of 9 yards. So that's Panther Creek leading Salina 21-14.
Yep.
And they are in the 4th quarter?
No, still in the 3rd. They were about a half a quarter behind us. This is being televised, and I don't know if there was a delay or what.
1st and goal for Aubrey.
There we go.
Handoff up the middle, and it's going nowhere.
T.J. Bolden kind of submarine there, so we've still got some. We might have put some of the first stringers back in, see if we can keep from giving up a score, but we've got a little bit of a mixture on there of starters and reserves.
Wildcats stack them up on that play. 2nd down and goal from the 6 after a loss of 1. Snap to Story. Story passing deep into the end zone.
They caught it.
And touchdown for Aubrey.
Perfect pass. They threw a back corner pass, and it was well executed, and give them credit.
Caught in the back corner of the end zone. And that is Riley Lemons, whose name we've said a couple of times tonight, for the touchdown. 6-yard touchdown pass from Will Story to Riley Lemons. Extra point coming up here. Their first touchdown since early in the 1st quarter. Peyton Campbell, place kicker for the Chaparrals, drills it through the uprights, and it is 45-14. Sulphur Springs on top with 5:04 to go in the ballgame. This Wildcats football on KSST. 75-yard drive in 11 plays for Aubrey. As Tony has pointed out, that's against quite a few of the Wildcat substitutes on defense. 17-yard pass to Lemons on the drive, and then Lemons the 6-yard pass from Story, and that was a well-thrown ball, Tony.
It was. That was outstanding. You throw that to the pylon, and it's exactly what he did. He got to the outside shoulder of the cornerback, and there wasn't anything to do.
Tony, what's the latest score you have on Commerce and Winsboro?
I'll have to get over there. It was 51-10 at halftime.
Commerce.
And
what a shocker.
That is a huge shocker. Panther Creek just intercepted Salina, so they're for real on this ball game here. Let me see if I can get an update on Commerce.
Winsboro, the number 1 ranked 3A Division I team in the state this week, undefeated. Commerce had lost once.
51-10 halftime, still the latest score.
Wow. Here is the kickoff by Campbell for the Aubrey Chaparrals, and Wildcats with fair catch. That was Jackson Hare still back there, was it not? Yes.
Yep. Some of the special teams you don't really mess with, even when you're not. That's why fair called instead of.
Yeah.
That's the version of reserve there. Just catch it, get it there, don't get anybody hurt. That's what mode we're in right now, is get out of the ball game, 5 minutes left, no injuries. We've had a couple come off, but I don't think we've had anything serious.
No.
That's another thing, just like those pre-snap penalties that we're not having. We haven't been beset with injuries this year like we've seen in the last couple of years.
So looks like
Knock on wood.
Mason Cooper in the game at quarterback for the Wildcats. And a quick pass out to the flat.
Ben Lovelady again.
Yeah,
He's getting his name called.
Ben Lovelady makes the catch and then moves upfield for a nice gain out to the actually only got a couple of yards. It appeared to be bigger gain than that as he was behind the line of scrimmage. So he gets to the 27 for a gain of 2. But shrugged off the first contact there from Chaparral tackler. 2nd down and 8. Mason Cooper in the game at quarterback. And this looks like Keyshawn John.
Yep.
And John, who's hard to find in there sometime, as he does not have much stature height-wise, but he bounces off the first tackler and then comes out to the near side and is bumped out at about the 35-yard line for what should be a first down, but there's some discussion right now on the field.
Hooten Hardware first down there. We had a lineman come off that got tied up with an Aubrey, and he got his helmet jerked off, and Coach Faircloth is pleading with the referee for a penalty, but didn't give one. But it was still a Hooten Hardware first down at the 36-yard line.
9-yard gain by Keyshawn John for the first down for the Wildcats. 4:21 to go. Wildcats going to go to 5-0 on the season here. Snap to Mason Cooper. Cooper gives it off. Keyshawn John pops through a hole and then bounces to the outside and ducks out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. A lot of running for a 3-yard gain.
Well, and what's going on right here is we need to stay in bounds.
Yeah.
That's legitimate that the coaching staff needs to be saying.
Yeah.
Stay in bounds. We're not worried about yardage. Get the clock run.
2nd down and 7. 45-14. Sulphur Springs. This first district game of the season against the Aubrey Chaparrals. Wildcats going to end up winning this game probably by a bigger score than they won last year, 35-14. Snap to Cooper. Hand off to Keyshawn John, and this time he is going nowhere as he is met at the line of scrimmage, and there'll be a question here as to where they say his forward progress was.
He just lost about a yard, about 38.
Yeah, lost a yard. So 3rd down and 8.
Keyshawn's kind of got a target on his back right now, too, because Aubrey knows we're going to pretty well run it up the middle, so they're just putting everybody in there. So
yeah. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Wildcats moving left to right. Mason Cooper throws it out to Keyshawn John coming out of the backfield, makes a nice catch, and then able to get another yard or 2 as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but that's about all.
Going to be 4th and 7 there. But the clock continues to run. We'll go under 3 minutes here, and they'll go ahead and send Rodriguez out to punt.
Eric Rodriguez again punting tonight for the Wildcats, and, rather than Jackson Hare. And Wildcats head coach Brandon Faircloth had told us during the week we might expect that for whatever reason. But Eric Rodriguez, perfectly capable punter himself.
Yeah, he's done a good job. They've just got a single safety back there.
Snap to Rodriguez, gets it away, and this is a booming punt.
Yeah.
Mercy, where did that land?
Landed inside the 20 and still went to about the 9-yard lines where it's going to run out.
So that's an excellent punt there by Eric Rodriguez.
It's about a 50-yard punt.
That's a 52-yard punt.
Yep.
Mercy. Talented young man.
Yep, that was a good job. And the receiver tried to get there and catch it over his shoulder, and he just couldn't get to it. 2:33 left, fixing to have the 2-minute warning coming up.
45-14, the Wildcats. And if you're just tuning in, I can't emphasize enough that this was a very tense, close game throughout the entire first half until the last 3 minutes.
Correct.
I think the big play of the game may be the sack of the quarterback Will Story, and then the Wildcats stripped him of the ball, and Jackson Medlock recovered at the Aubrey 39. Wildcats went on in to
scored in 2 plays.
And then it was 24-7, and
I think that's what broke their back.
They have never looked back.
Yep.
And now 2:33 to go with a 45-14 Wildcat lead. A player coming onto the field very late here for Aubrey.
Didn't have enough on the line. They're going to maybe get the play done.
That was the left tackle. Story, the quarterback. Play action pass, throwing, and caught across the 15-yard line.
T.J. Abram on the tackle.
Riley Lemons the catch out to the 18-yard line. So a gain of 8.
They gave him a first down.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
I'm not sure what I was looking at then. And Story going to be sacked. Yeah, they gave him the 20-yard line. I thought at first they were going to mark it at the 18, but they gave him the 20, and now Story is sacked back at the 15.
Carter Anderson on the tackle, 48. There's the 2-minute warning.
What do you think of the 2-minute warning in high school football?
I'm fine with it. That gives them an extra timeout. I mean, it's all strategy.
45-14, Sulphur Springs. It's Wildcats football on KSST. Final 2 minutes of the ball game here at Gerald Prim Stadium. 45-14, the Wildcats leading the Aubrey Chaparrals in the First District 7-4A Division I game of the season. It's a 2nd down and 15 play here for Aubrey. High snap to Story, the quarterback, but he pulls it down. Little half roll to his right. Now he's throwing deep, and the receiver goes down at the 45-yard line. And I'm sure he thinks that flag should be thrown, but apparently.
Now they got 2 of them. They're going to get them. But it'll be a first down, but it's 15 yards from previous spot instead of giving it spot fouls, so that's okay. Commerce Winsboro says 51-13 finals, then that was real quick, so I don't know but something happened. Paris is up on Lake Dallas 20-16 starting the 4th.
Paris is leading Lake Dallas.
Yes.
What was the score?
20-16.
First down Aubrey at the 30-yard line after the pass interference penalty against the Wildcats, and they keep it on the ground, and it's a short gain up to the 32-yard line. 2nd down and 8, and that's Johnny Johnson.
Pittsburgh Pirates came back to win 23-20 over Dallas Christian, so John Huffstetler's team is 3-1 or 4-1 now, I believe.
2nd and 7, high snap over the head of Will Story, the Chaparral quarterback, and he has to chase it down and fall on it back at the 21-yard line.
We got a flag out at the 35, though. We're going to have some sort of unsportsmanlike or holding. Everybody's getting frustrated right now. Probably going to be an unsportsmanlike from somebody.
Keeping our eyes right now on the referee. 45-14, Sulphur Springs, under 2 minutes to go in the ball game.
Personal foul.
Yep.
And the personal foul, unnecessary roughness against the Chaparrals.
They're getting frustrated and understandable. A minute to go, so.
Correction. Full 15 yards.
Yep, it was more than 30 yards, so it's not half the distance.
So they put the ball down here at the 18-yard line.
We've had some long down and distances. This is now second down and about 23.
Yeah, I make it all right. 23. That's near enough. Second and 23, and we're down to a minute to go in the game. And the clock is rolling. 45-14. The Wildcats.
And Aubrey's
Chaparrals
doing its part by running and keeping the clock going.
Running the ball between the tackles there for a decent gain.
It's going to be third down.
Just going to need one more play, and they may just tell him to take a knee and let the clock run.
Johnny Johnson on the gain out to the 25-yard line, 7-yard gain. 34 seconds to go. Wildcats will be 5-0 for the season. Aubrey will fall to 1-4. Snap to Story in the shotgun. Hand off to Johnson at right tackle. Wildcats stack him up. Loss back to the 23. That looked like T.J. Bolden.
Yep, that's going to do it. I don't think they'll snap it again. Their coaches are coming out.
Yep, and they're walking off the field, and handshake line will begin, and the Wildcats will win this one 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals. So the Wildcats, number 7 ranked team in 4A Division I in the state of Texas, will remain undefeated, and they will have an off week to get ready for the Salina Bobcats in 2 weeks. This is Wildcats football on KSST. Wildcats football on KSST brought to you by the Alliance Bank, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. The pregame is presented by Super Handy. Halftime is presented by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. The Wildcats win it 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals here tonight. I want to get a chance here to total some things up for the Wildcats. Deuce Timmons had another sensational night. For Sulphur Springs, and I tell you, this was the toughest night that he has had. They had him under a lot of pressure in the first half.
I would like to see what his blood pressure was in the first quarter because he was getting frustrated. He's not used to people catching him.
But he ended up with a terrific night for the Wildcats, and we need to total all of that up. And we're going to take another break here. We'll come back and recap the scoring for you and give you more particular numbers on Deuce and the other Wildcats when Wildcats football continues after this on KSST. Wildcats win at 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals here this evening at Gerald Prim Stadium. And the curtains are coming down. It's time to go home, apparently.
They send us a little slight message.
Right, so we'll have to wrap this up fairly quickly. But to summarize Deuce Timmons' night, he had 4 touchdown passes and 1 touchdown rushing. Jackson Hare had 1 touchdown rushing and 2 touchdown receptions. And the other Wildcat touchdown passes to Jackson Virgil and Brody Dodd had a touchdown tonight. So not to run through this thing in too much detail, but Jackson Hare had a 48-yard run on the Wildcats' first possession in which the thing just totally opened up the middle for him, and I don't think a Chaparral touched him. They were in the wrong defense or something. But easy touchdown run for Jackson Hare. Later, Deuce Timmons scored the Wildcats' second touchdown on a 12-yard run. As I recall, he scrambled up the middle. Before that, Eric Rodriguez had a 32-yard field goal. Wildcats scored on a 36-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare over the middle to end the first half or to bring the first half to an end or nearly so. And Sulphur Springs had taken the ball on a fumble recovery by Jackson Medlock as the Wildcats had sacked the Chaparral quarterback. on just a couple of plays prior to that, taking over at the 39-yard line. And then in the second half, Sulphur Springs scores on a 24-yard touchdown pass from Deuce Timmons to Jackson Hare. That was on a screen pass,
it was.
Tony. And a great run after the catch by Hare. And then a beautiful pass from Timmons to Jackson Virgil on the near side, near the sideline. That coming late in the third quarter. And then the final touchdown to the other end of the field early in the fourth quarter from Timmons to Brody Dodd. It was a 15-yard touchdown pass. So this game appeared to be one that the Wildcats were going to have to struggle to win late into the first half, but they broke it open, had that 24-7 lead at halftime, and had an easy time of it in the second half.
And it was a good game to have kind of a gut check in the first quarter too. We haven't had that, so when district gets here, everybody tightens up a little. We responded. We took care of it. This defense that is not very big but is very active is proving itself. I don't know what our points against are for the whole year, but it's not very many, and they're proving that they'll give up some yards, but they don't give up a whole lot of scores. So now we got 5 district games left, and we're really should be gaining some confidence.
Wildcats have given up 39 points in 5 games.
That's not bad.
So you've had it was 48-6 against Mesquite Poteet, 42-12 against Greenville. That was just in one half of football, by the way. 56-6 over Bullard. 37-7 last week over Mount Pleasant, and then tonight 45-14.
Yep.
So over Aubrey.
So you're not giving up more than 2 scores per game as an average, and that's good because we're putting it in the end zone a whole lot more than that.
Now I predict the next 4 games going to be much tougher.
2 of them are for sure. We got two of them are Salina and Panther Creek, which is tied 21-all with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter at Salina. That's our next opponent. Lake Dallas is giving Paris some fits and so forth. And Paris, they're going to be equivalent to this game tonight, I think. So, and then Community is
right.
Just Community, and I hate to say that, but bless their heart, they're just so outclassed here. But they did that last year, and all of a sudden we didn't take care of it.
Right.
Really, we went out there probably not figuring much, and we need to. Yep, they just scored there, so Salina's going up from there. On a personal note, I told you this story early, and I wanted to tell her. I got stopped in Walmart this week by Janie Chapman, who is Buddy Funderburk's daughter.
Uh-huh.
And Buddy Funderburk used to do these Wildcat games way back in the 60s and whatever. They heard him and Bill Bradford and Gerald Prim started this and made the legacy, and she said how much she enjoyed listening to us and everything. So it's nice to hear people that, to where we know the message is getting out and that we're being received and that they enjoy our product.
Right.
So that's a nice personal note.
I'm glad you mentioned that. So Salina takes a lead here over
28-21.
28-21 over Frisco Panther Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And what was and Commerce ends up
51-10 or 51-13, and it was the halftime score, and then all of a sudden it's final. So I don't know if something's going on or what. It ended too quickly, but it probably was 1-2 where they said run the clock without anything, and they just ran the ball and didn't score, and all of a sudden in 24 minutes you're done.
That is a stunner. Do you have some other scores that you could what the Como Picton and Alba Golden score was interesting?
Let me see right quick. Got to get back to my app.
They're going to run us out of the Bill Bradford press box here if we're not careful.
All right. Cooper lost to Pewitt. Greenville lost to Mesquite. Como won 48-30 over Alba. Pittsburgh beat Dallas Christian 20-17. Mount Vernon big over Mineola. Commerce big over Winsboro. Paris 20-16 with 6 minutes left in the fourth, and Raines 29-20 over Eustis with 2 minutes left. So
Paris has a small lead over Lake Dallas.
Paris has a 4-point lead with 6 minutes left.
Late in that game. All right, good. So, again, the Wildcats win it tonight 45-14 over the Aubrey Chaparrals to go 5-0. The Wildcats, Tony, have the open week next week, so they have 2 weeks to prepare for Salina. You see that as a big advantage?
Both. It can be good and bad. You don't need – if it wasn't Salina – but now we're going to be obsessed. You know, they've got such history, so it can get in your head both ways. So it depends on how Coach Faircloth and them get to it. They need to say, yeah, they're going to be tough, but I tell you what, with every week, I'm not scared going over there. I'm ready to go. I'd go tomorrow.
Well, we'll have to wait 2 weeks for that one, and have to find something else to do next Friday night.
I've already got it. I'm going to go see Carrollton Creekview and Case and Garcia.
Well, I think I'm going to see Commerce and Malakoff next
that'll
next
be a
Friday
pretty good one, too.
So Wildcat football brought to you by Alliance Bank, Saputo Dairy Foods, Christus Mother Francis Hospital, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Farm Country, Copy Products, Hooten Hardware, BT Medical, City National Bank, Wesley House Assisted Living, J. Hodge Chevrolet, and the University Interscholastic League. Pre-game brought to you by Super Handy, halftime by Galleon Insurance, Hall Oil, and Super Handy. So the 45-14 Wildcat win sends them to 5-0. We say thanks to James Terry, our producer in the KSST studio. Matt Jensen is our technical director and video producer, and you'll be able to see this game later on YouTube and on Channel 18. And thanks, of course, to Tony Flippin. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from the Bill Bradford Press Box at Gerald Prim Stadium.